To all who come to this happy place,
welcome.
Welcome.
Well, come in.
Let's put on the show.
Your cadaverous pallor
aloha,
betrays an aura of foreboding.
Hang on to them hats and glasses.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call and the doors will be closing soon. Please board quickly and safely. Our monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.
Hello and welcome again to Remain Seated Please. This is the special Walt Disney World recap episode, and I'm here with
David,
Inthia,
Suzi,
and I'm Robert. So, David and Suzi recently took a trip to Walt Disney World, and we want to hear all about it.
We do.
I would definitely say this was like a last-minute trip. Part of what kind of set us over the edge, we sort of joked about taking Wes before he turned 3 and we had to pay for him.
For those who don't know, Suzi and I are married. We have a son named Wesley. He's only weeks away from turning 3 years old. So before he turned 3 and we had to pay for him at the parks, we decided let's take him to Walt Disney World.
We found this really great package, which kind of set us over the edge and said we're going to do it.
Yeah, it sort of fell in our lap.
Where did you find this package?
We called Walt Disney
World trip planning,
yeah. And they kind of gave us a few package scenarios or possibilities, and this one fell on Labor Day weekend, and it's called Fall into Magic package. And I think the park is just kind of slow at that point, so they're looking to bring people in. It allowed us a few things that we wanted to do.
Well, they were value-added parts of the package. So what it was not only did they include your hotel room, but it also included the big sell were these nighttime exclusives that they had. It's like extra magic hours for even fewer people in the parks. It's only the people that were part of this package were invited to these special events.
Sorry, I should say we added extra days because the initial... was it the 4th through the 7th did not seem like
that is such a quick trip.
I mean, we're coming from California. We're going to make the most of it. So we added a day or two.
We added a day on either side.
From the 3rd through the 8th. So, and it didn't feel like enough. But anyway, even in hindsight, like, it was a very different trip than our first, obviously. And the main component to that was traveling with Wes. But it was also just like, I think we just felt rushed. We just needed a few extra days.
We didn't have time to sit and think about what we wanted to do. Yeah. We just needed to be thinking about what we were going to do next while we were doing the thing we were doing.
But do you feel like maybe you put that on yourself? Because I'm looking at the amount of time that you guys were there, and park by park, like going to Magic Kingdom, there's so many attractions that are the same here that even if they're slightly different, I might hesitate to go on. Like, I wouldn't do The Little Mermaid because it's exactly the same as it is here. Instead, I would pick Carousel of Progress or the People Mover because we don't have those here. Do you think that maybe you also put in your head that you needed to do?
Maybe at the beginning, but toward the middle of our trip, we realized that the lines weren't crazy while we were there, so we didn't really need to pick and choose.
I think we were really overwhelmed with, like, the Fast Pass, however many days out. We obviously didn't book that far out, but we still were able to book what we could. And we kind of quickly realized that we either Fast Passed things we didn't have to because overall the lines just weren't.
Yeah. Well, they also make you fast pass things that you don't need a fast pass for.
Right. And then some of the things that you would need a fast pass for weren't available. Like nothing in Toy Story Land was available. We also didn't stress about it because we knew we would have the time. And so I don't know. Like, we definitely made sure we wanted to hit things that we knew we don't have. I think that was on our list. I think it was, to you specifically, the food part. Like, it was, I don't know.
I didn't even research what food they had before we left.
Well, I had an idea, but in the grand scheme of things, like, I felt like, I will say this with our dining plan, it was hard to find snacks that weren't, like, or certain drinks that weren't alcoholic. Like, I felt like I was running into the opposite of here. Like, I really wanted, there was a coconut I thought it was a coconut Dole Whip, but it was a coconut rum Dole Whip.
Yeah.
And you can't use your credits for it. So it was, I think we were a little overwhelmed at the beginning. We just didn't quite understand everything.
Now, when you get this package, can you go wherever you want during the day? Is it a park hopper ticket?
Yes.
You could opt for park hoppers or single days. So
it was super customizable. Like, I think that's the key thing. Like,
Yeah.
it worked. We made it work for us, but you didn't have to have the dining plan. You didn't have to have park hoppers.
but it was just under the umbrella of the Fall into Magic package, which meant that you got these exclusive experiences.
What was included in the Fall into Magic package was a welcome dinner one of the nights. Second night was the Kilimanjaro nighttime safari and private Rivers of Light showing. The next night, we had 2 hours all to ourselves in Toy Story Land. So completely shut down, closed.
What time did the park close? Like, what time would it be?
So Hollywood Studios closed at 9,
Yeah.
and our window was 10 to 12. And then the last night was the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party.
Yeah.
So
And that was included in the package. We didn't have to worry about getting tickets.
So these are just hours for whomever has booked these. So if there
Correct.
aren't extra magic hours corresponding at the same time, how many other people were there?
So the way that we got a kind of a scope of it the first night, the first exclusive package part of the night, because there were 2 seatings for the dinner. So there were probably 1,200 people in our seating, and we had the 8 o'clock seating. There was a 4 o'clock seating as well for dinner that was sold out by the time we had booked.
Oh, okay.
So I would say there were probably 3,000 people max as part of this package. However, it severely tapered off. So we only saw half the people at EPCOT for the dinner. Animal Kingdom, while the Rivers of Light show, you've seen the area that show takes place. We took up a very small sliver of that.
Oh, wow.
It was a very private show. Like, the fact that they even had the far boats doing the show was just atmosphere. Like,
I don't even know what the show looks like.
They do the show big enough to fill the amphitheater.
Okay.
And they did the full show. So there's people way over here that are really just atmosphere. Like, they're performing to no one over there. And the Kilimanjaro nighttime safari line, while long, we were actually going through the exit queue, so it was not a long line.
Oh,
we walked, walked right on.
Now, I remember at one point, Rivers of Light was going to have people in the audience that performed during the show.
They didn't during our show.
I think that was just
got scrapped?
beginning. Yeah, because they made those. Yeah, they were supposed to walk through and walk down and stuff, and I think that
cool.
got, because we saw the costumes for those, but I think that's where they talked about
At
it.
D23 or something?
No, we went on a tour. Our last visit there, we went on the Backstage Magic tour.
Oh, okay.
And they took us to the costuming department, and so they had the sketches of the costumes, and then they had, I think it was the water, because it's like water and fire were going to be symbolized in these costumes, and they had a water one, and they had it mounted on the wall, like all framed, so you could see it really close up, and they kind of explained all of that stuff to us.
Well, any of our listeners who have seen the show can probably attest to it. I wouldn't have put it past them not to have them perform at our show, because, again, if let's say...
Just that so like where the
Let's say there's
main
10
entrances,
sections.
I would assume, right? We only had that middle seating part, and we stood, Wes was asleep, so we didn't even go into the like bleachers, if you will, or the seating. It seemed full.
Like, let's say there's 10 sections of seats. We filled one of them.
Oh, wow.
And that was our entire...
It was all very after hours, like not even extra magic hours. It was very.
And were you put off like way to the side? Was that your one
like
section?
right in the center?
No.
We sat right in the center.
So since those were the 2 things that were assigned, so everything else though was closed, right? So
pretty
you
much,
couldn't go on to Everest.
It was we could, yeah.
And that was not disclosed to us as part of our thing. We knew we had a safari. We knew we had Rivers of Light. Then they were like, go on Expedition Everest. Literally a walk-on. Like,
yeah.
I was in a car with 2 other people.
Yeah.
It was great.
if you maybe tried to go onto Dinosaur was probably
You couldn't
closed.
even go. Yeah, basically there was a cast member at that bridge over by Nemo, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, my son's asleep. Do you mind if I just come over here and take a picture of Mount Everest?" He was like, "Yeah, sure." And it really seemed like he didn't care if I went over there. He just wanted me to know that there's nothing over there for me to see.
Gotcha.
As well as, and pretty much there was a cast member staffed at every walkway to sort of funnel you in. And like I said, it tapered off. So when we were in Toy Story Land, there were 500 people there.
Maybe.
And I think, did you stay the whole time?
We did, and we did not think we would. We were like, there's not much in that land, really, when you think about it. When
There's
you're
3 attractions.
pretty much walking on everything. It just doesn't make sense. But we did, and we rode Slinky Dog Dash
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, we
and
probably did
over
5 times
and
each.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We got our money's worth, and then we did do the alien swirling saucers. Is that right? We did that once. It's pretty much just like
It's Mater's
Junkyard. It's fun. It's nice, but they only did one side, so that was actually the longest wait.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
for
because
that
it's like Mater's where there's
stupid
2
alien saucers.
areas, and they were only operating one area.
Yeah,
of
and
the-
we did. You guys did Toy Story twice.
Yeah,
or
we
a
did
few
because
times.
they asked if we wanted to go again, and Wesley said, "Yeah, I want to go again." So we did it again.
Nice.
Yeah.
The other appealing thing about, I think, this package for us was it allowed us to choose from a moderate resort, which we wouldn't normally look at. We do not spend a ton of time in our rooms, and we actually had a really great experience at Art of Animation last Walt Disney World trip, so we were really open to doing a value again. So we stayed at Coronado Springs, which is currently construction going on around it.
Yeah, they're adding DVC to it.
That's what that makes sense. Yeah.
I just figured they were expanding it, but I was like, this place.
There's a huge tower they're building. Yeah.
How was it?
It's a nice resort. It doesn't feel like you're at like if you're at Art of Animation, you're surrounded by Disney art, and you feel like you're at a Disney resort. This, while everything in our room was Three Caballeros, it was all very subtle. Like, it just felt like a really nice, fancy resort.
Well, and I think that's what some of the moderates offer is, like the adults feeling like they're...
Like the Grand Floridian, I guess, doesn't feel like a Disneyland.
Well, most of them
Disney
aren't.
resort.
Well, the thing
Even
is...
Polly, like, I love it, but it doesn't feel Disney
Yeah, you don't see Moana, like...
Yeah, like...
Well, that's the thing. You don't need Disney characters, but you want that amount of detail and to feel special still.
Yeah,
just something that doesn't feel like a normal hotel that you could find anywhere.
While I did like it, like the lobby's really pretty. It's a very like slightly, again, a little more
Pueblo
elevated.
Deco?
I would actually say that's
Pueblo Deco.
That's like so accurate.
Really like that term.
So accurate. It is American colonial Spanish and Southwestern
Spanish style.
American.
Like that's what I'm
Yeah.
Southwestern. That's
so it's
what
a
I'm
lot of like what's that color? Like that terracotta kind of like.
And it was like my biggest gripe, I think, with the property itself is that we stayed at one of the outer buildings, so those refillable mugs and all of those like late night like runs to get something to drink or snack on didn't exist. We had to take a bus to get to the front where the like lobby and all the stuff
that
is.
specific resort is almost set up like Disneyland on like a spoken wheel.
When we stayed at Art of Animation, it was
like
brand new, and we could walk. It was a 2-minute walk, if that.
And we thought
to
we were
get to the
clever. We were
front.
like, there's 2 stops to our resort because we can just hop on the bus over to...
Which do you prefer between the two that you stayed
I
at?
would say Art of Animation.
Yeah.
The quote unquote value.
Although the bed was super comfy.
It was
What
a
was the
nice
sleeping
room.
arrangements?
We had one king bed, so it was a nicely sized room. We didn't need
And all
much
three
more.
you stayed in the bed?
We did, yeah. But there was no tub. It was just a shower. I don't recall what happened in Art of
Pocket
Animation.
door. It was like
Barnyard doors.
Barnyard doors for the thing, and then a pocket door.
It was perfectly sized.
everything's cool,
Again,
yeah.
we are not big room dwellers,
We sleep
so
there, and then
it
we
doesn't
get up.
matter for us. But it was clean. Our schedule was crazy though. Like we took a red eye Sunday night out from LA. We arrived at 6:30 in the morning, went straight to our hotel to leave our luggage, and then
Yeah, the room wasn't
promptly
even
went
ready,
to
so
EPCOT.
we were just like going to EPCOT.
So, like, I refreshed in the bathroom, and I felt like people were looking at me like,
yeah, in the
who's this
lobby
homeless
bathroom.
woman?
Well, they should.
walked
First of
in?
all, they shouldn't, because everyone knows, when, especially whatever, you do what you got to do. Just kind of, refresh yourself, get ready to go drink around the world. So your room wasn't available when you got there because it was too early in the day.
Yeah.
Did they send you a text or anything letting you know that it was available?
I don't think they did. We actually just checked around check-in time, and we were able to unlock the room number, and because you can
the Disney
unlock
World
everything
app
with your
was
magic
in.
bands and all that. So we just happened to check in on it because I think we were just.
Oh, so they wouldn't even let you check in at 6 a.m?
Basically, what the girl
tried.
said, she said, because you have a king bed, your room isn't ready yet. But yeah, basically around 3 o'clock, we checked the app and it said the room number.
Oh,
Was your
okay.
luggage in there?
So while we did use the Magical Express transportation, we did not use the actual services, but we did call and they had someone bring it for us. They did give us these cute pins because the resort's under construction. They left the 3 Caballeros pins with construction hats, and so kind of just like a cute.
It was like a little cardboard with the 3 different pins with them. Yeah, it was pretty neat.
So cute.
So
And then
Was it a pin or like a real?
no, like
an
the
apple
Disney
real
pin you would
pin.
get from.
I should
You
have
seen
brought
them?
them.
The other thing,
really cute.
right after we checked in and we were leaving our carry-on luggage with the bell people, one of the bellhops gave us a penny for Wesley that was on a card about making a wish, so Wes could flip the coin into the
little fountain.
Did you flip it in with the cardboard?
So at the end of our trip, I thought it was so cute. I went and I asked someone for one, and she was actually really sweet. She was like, how many do you want? She gave me 2, I think. So I gave it to Wes and I said, here's your penny, you can make a wish into the fountain. He did promptly throw the entire thing into the water, and I had to but he did, and I had to fish it out, and then I said, no, here's the penny.
Here's the inscription from the penny, because I actually scanned in the thing. Welcome, young explorer, to the magical place where adventures and discoveries you're sure to face. With this coin, you'll spark a dream when it's tossed into the fountain or stream. So play in the water and dig in the sand. Excitement and fun will walk hand in hand. Then voices will carry as everyone sings, come make a wish at Coronado Springs.
Well, why don't we start talking about the parks?
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Our next stop is the Magic Kingdom. For those of you standing, please hold on to the handrails throughout our journey and stay clear of the doors. For the comfort of others, no smoking, please.
Let's start with a question. What's your favorite ride at the Magic Kingdom?
My favorite attraction is probably Carousel of Progress. My favorite ride is probably Haunted Mansion.
Carousel of Progress moves. It's a ride.
Sure.
They're all attractions. The only ride is
Mr. Toad.
Mr. Toad.
Oh.
I think I would say Haunted Mansion. I really, really enjoy it.
The MC Escher step
Just
room and
all of it.
The
The
eyeballs.
queue, but that's a running theme that I like about Walt Disney World. I know they have the space, but their queues are just so much more
Yeah.
fun.
They've definitely jumped on the interactive queue bandwagon, which I love and hate at the same time. I don't touch things that other people have touched. I try not to.
We really lucked out. There weren't a ton of lines.
Yeah.
In fact, he begged us to go back into the line at Haunted Mansion because he didn't have enough time to play with all of the stuff. But I just love it. Yeah, I just love it all.
Anything on Main Street that you noticed? Anything different from before?
Did you guys eat anything at Main Street?
Yeah, any food from Main Street?
I'm here for the food, guys.
We went to Campy's Corner during Mickey's Not So
Casey's
Scary.
Corner.
Casey's Corner, yeah. Yeah.
Did you get that giant hot dog that's probably the size of your son?
Well, so he needed to eat. they did not serve mac and cheese, and so we had the meal plan. So we got the table service. I got the mac and cheese dog with mac and cheese on the side, so I had a plain hot dog that I could dress up how I wanted. He had the mac and cheese, and Susie, you got a
Does
chili
no one
cheese
call it
dog.
macaroni anymore?
No.
Not parents with kids.
We don't have time.
Yeah.
Too many syllables.
Well, why don't we take a few steps to Adventureland?
Sure.
Did you do Jungle Cruise, Tiki Room?
We did Jungle Cruise, which I just love the cave section of the Jungle Cruise. And our skipper was great, too. Oh, we just had a really good Jungle Cruise experience. We only did it once because they evac'd it right when we were about to go do it.
Because of lightning.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I also feel like, I mean, obviously it wasn't terribly crowded when you were there, but Jungle Cruise always has such a long line at Magic Kingdom.
Oh, thank goodness.
We used
a
a
fast
pass.
pass.
And I think it was one
had
of
a
like a
DVC,
free
yeah.
fast pass because we did the DVC.
Oh, okay.
Did you get the ice cream?
Which, by the way,
Yes.
if you guys end up doing, the ice cream is that little parlor, so cute.
At
And
first I
love it.
was like, what?
Did you
Adventureland.
Tiki Room?
Yeah, we did Tiki Room, and we had just missed a show, which I was okay with, because then we got to sit. We got like perfect seating for the pre-show, and took some nice long exposures of the waterfall there. Saw the bird show, the show with the birds. However, the audio was so low, and I almost didn't care how low it was until the cast member who is like interacting with them is like 19 times louder than them.
Oh, wow.
And trying to have a conversation, I'm just like, I only hear one side of this conversation.
And they shuffled us in before it was actually over.
Yeah. But yeah, I had a great time in the Tiki Room. I feel like they had cut a couple things shorter.
On the Tiki Room episode, you told us you were going to try a particular sweet.
Did you?
Did you?
Oh, yeah. So in Adventureland, yeah. So we had Citrus Swirl and Orange Swirl? What is it called?
Yeah. There's Citrus Swirl and then there's an Orange Swirl.
Orange Swirl. Okay. Here's the problem with the Citrus Swirl.
Tell me.
I liked it. And I think I liked it more than you did. It was slightly more bitter.
Yeah, it's like more, the consistency is also a little bit different.
The Orange Swirl tasted more like a creamsicle. It was very good.
I preferred that one.
You preferred that one, correct. You had
There was
mentioned
a bite at the end.
There was. And this is where I think the issue is. It's the type of orange juice they use. No joke. I saw them leaving with a trash bag full of boxed orange juice. I think it was Donald Duck orange juice, which makes a lot of sense.
Is that
What's wrong with
Tropicana? Is that like
I don't know who
I'm
makes
not
it.
sure.
Now, I didn't clearly see Donald Duck on it, but I was like, is that Donald Duck orange juice cartons?
Well, I always see the Donald Duck orange juice at the market, and I always want to try it. But
So
is it not?
I think it's
do you
the
think it's not
quality
good?
of the orange juice. You know how some, like if you have Simply orange juice, it's very good. There's no bite at the end.
Yeah.
There's some type of orange juice that you have, and there is a weird bite at the end. It's
Yeah.
usually if you get like a continental breakfast at a Holiday Inn or something.
Sometimes
like,
the McDonald's orange juice has that.
yeah, and I think that's the issue with the Citrus Swirl. The Citrus Swirl uses a grade of orange juice, which I would put, if there's A level, which I would put like Simply Orange. This is like C or D level orange
boy.
juice. But
C is very generous.
but because there's a bite at the end, the Dole Whip portion of it, I feel lifts it a little bit. And I almost felt like if from a culinary taste palette perspective, they're trying to craft a thing, they got something there. But
Yeah, when people
I
are
don't
like,
think that's
"Oh, this
what they're
has a
doing.
little hint of bitter. I love it," and I was like, "No one likes eating bitter.
No, it's just
one does.
no. I mean, who am I to say? Because they're from Florida, they should know. But I would say, coming from California, no, it's just bad orange juice.
Yeah, well, I think maybe they might use like the pith,
rind?
the pith and the
Well, that
rind,
doesn't
because
say.
that's what brings the bitterness to
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah, it was like a sparkling bitterness.
But yes, we did get both, like side by
And
side.
you have to scarf everything down.
Yeah, because
Everything-
it melts in
Because
like seconds.
you can't even take a picture.
I don't know. So it's Donald Duck is the name of a brand of frozen and refrigerated orange juice by the Florida's Natural Growers Agricultural Cooperative, which was known as Citrus World from 1969 to 1998.
That's probably what the Orange Bird was part of.
Yes, this makes yes.
Oh, so do you think maybe it is Donald Duck orange juice?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not very clearly see a Donald Duck orange juice,
You're
but
starting rumors. This is how
context
rumors
clues
start.
alone led me to believe this makes sense.
We got Dole Whips. I mean, because that's what you do.
Oh,
we got free
because-
Dole Whips.
Yes.
We met an awesome cast member named Travis, who we met at the on Main Street.
But he draws on buttons.
And he'll draw just a bunch of kind of random, generic, but different. Like, I'm celebrating snacks. I'm celebrating my first time. Like, whatever it is. But, like, all kinds of different ones with really cute little drawings. We went over, and he was a little busy at first. But the second we started talking to him, he was the sweetest cast member. He loves Disney. He loves what he does, and we kind of told him it was like Wes's first time. He loves Peter Pan, and he went ahead and just drew him a little one that says, like, I'm celebrating Peter Pan, and made the little hat on it. And we just talked to him. He was like just a really cool dude, and he's coming actually to Disneyland for the first time next month. Like, he was so sweet. And as we were leaving, he was like, well, what do you guys want to do? He ended up giving us a pass to do Seven Doors Mine Train. Well, I technically don't know if he was supposed to, but he did, and it was written, and it had his own. He brought out this cute little pad. At the top of it is a little picture of Pinocchio, and it says no strings attached. And then he was like, you guys gotta have Dole Whips, and he gave us another one with 3 Dole Whips.
That's awesome.
He was a great cast member.
That's some true
And he
Disney
said he was
magic.
going to take the Walk in Walt's Footsteps tour when he visits Disneyland. He's like, you'll be able to see me. I'll be the one bawling my way down Main Street.
It was so sweet.
At the end of Adventureland is Pirates of the Caribbean.
And only I did Pirates of the Caribbean. So yeah, went on Pirates. The new talking skull, A, is strange looking, and B, has a weird voice, and you could see it in my face.
Yeah, I don't like it. Did you ever find the picture?
I did find the picture. I'll post it in the show notes. My face is very bewildered by what's happening.
Yeah, it's very abrasive.
Did you like Barbossa's other outfit?
I'm not the person that would have noticed. I mostly enjoy the queue. I wish we had that queue.
Not me.
Really?
I love the queue, but it doesn't work for Disneyland.
I guess the only reason I wish we had it is so there weren't a zillion people out in the middle of New Orleans Square.
I do think that they need to figure this out a little bit more, because I will judge whether or not we'll get into line if it's on the bridge or not. I'm like, are people on the bridge? I'm not getting in line if people are on the bridge.
Yeah. The one thing, and you'll have to tell me this, do they pump smells into that attraction that they don't?
Are you talking about that weird throw-up-y smell?
That might have been what it was. I was like, I can't tell if this is supposed to be the burning scene.
Was it near the guy with the cats?
Yes.
Every time I'm there, it's the worst smell, and it smells like throw-up to me.
Yeah.
He mentioned it, and I hate that Pirates. Like, I am livid by that one drop. The last time we went down that one drop, it felt like someone actually took just a bucket of water and threw it on my lap. And I turned to him very angrily, and I was like, I'm not going on this ride again. And I
love all Pirates.
I know you do, my love, and that's great, but I do not care for it. So we got off, and he's like, did you smell that smell? And maybe I was blinded by anger the whole time, but I do not remember that
full
smell.
disclosure, he and I did not have this conversation before. I made the mental note to ask him, did they pump smells into that ride because of that? And it was I didn't think of it at the time as being a vomity smell. I thought of it as maybe they're trying to make it smell like burning embers and they are missing the mark. Whatever it is this is not it. And then we had a great cast member experience going through the gift shop because Wes wanted to purchase. Everybody asked, am I an annual pass holder? To which I answered everyone. I said, I am an annual pass holder at Disneyland. He gave me the discount at Pirates.
He was also very like in character. Like, he was very much a pirate.
So yeah, that's our Adventureland Wiles.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That takes us to Frontierland, where we have such attractions as Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, the Country Bear Jamboree.
The best.
We all did Big Thunder. I mean, not Wesley, but Susan.
We rider switched.
Yeah, Susie and I did Rider Switch on Big Thunder.
I enjoy the queue. I mean, we didn't see a ton of it, and I mean, it's not even actually that great, to be honest. It's just
There's
covered.
something about it I really like.
I felt differently. Like
Really?
the complete opposite. When we went on it, I just was taken. Like that whole when you're going through the ghost town and there's a guy in the bathtub, I felt such whimsical,
I think
like ridiculousness. And then I had like a moment where I was like, you know, you're so used to being on everything in California. And so at certain points, you automatically look in certain directions.
Sure.
Yeah.
And when I did, I felt like every time I would do that, it would be Big Thunder Mountain. And I
Right.
was very
Versus,
impressed by how
yeah.
immersed I was. It could be that I was looking the wrong direction.
But also, while Big Thunder here is always making right turns, it's always left turns there.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
But-
Like when I did the goat trick.
Yeah,
And,
but I feel like Big Thunder there is better visually, but the ride is more fun here.
Correct. We have the projection mapping in the explosion room. Here it's much smoother, which actually I like because it's a little.
It was smoother,
It's a little
yeah.
jolty over there. But I really like. Since we're talking about our favorite, I like the icy area when you kind of like go.
Yeah.
You kind of wiggle woggle like the train is.
Yeah.
Maybe gonna fall off the tracks. I really like it.
Did you get to make anything explode in the queue, or
No, we did fast pass. So
Big fast pass.
No.
it's tough because you miss out on some of the things that are nice about their park and the queues and the space.
So you had a fast pass on top of that, and then you got to rider switch. Or did you just take your fast pass? Because you wouldn't
We
have
did
to.
one fast pass per adult for rides that needed a rider
We
switch.
tried to maximize it that way.
Oh, so you weren't like, it wasn't like the group of you. Oh, that is smart.
Yeah,
That is
and
very
also
smart.
here's the thing. Well, we thought we were really smart in doing that. What parents should do that plan on doing this is look up which attractions have single rider lines, because then you don't even need to get a fast pass for that.
That's,
Typically, yeah.
Wow.
And what was strange was the cast members that were dealing with us weren't saying, you know, there's a single rider. Like, they were still letting us do it, and it just seemed way more complicated to do that because we have to bring Wesley to the queue
And
with
then there's
us
the magic
to say,
dance
here's our
band.
sleeping son, or, you know, here's our son who's too small to go on. And then, yeah, show them our magic band so they get, who's riding first? Okay, you, let me scan your thing. You can come back at this time. Oh, or there's a single rider line.
Gotcha.
So do your due diligence, figure out which rides have single rider lines, and then plan your fast passes around that. And then,
I will say some rides utilize single rider a lot better than others, though.
I was gonna say, yeah, because I mean, even when we had fast passed Pandora, it's kind of a crazy lady in front of me, but she basically paired herself up with me because she was like, this is gonna get us in faster, because sometimes with the single rider they're waiting for that off.
they're letting like 5 things go before there's
they're always looking for that odd number basically. So she was like,
smart.
Well,
Yeah.
the worst experience I've had with it is Soarin'. They have, what, a row of 12, and you have
Right.
to hope that there's 11 in that row. You know?
Yeah.
well, and that's what she said. She said, whenever you're doing that, just kind of find somebody to pair up with, and you may actually, however that works. I don't know. For some
I
reason,
don't
that
know how
doesn't make
pairing-
sense
Sure.
right now.
Yeah, I don't know how that makes sense.
Maybe because we weren't in single rider at that point. It was
Yeah.
just a fast pass.
it was just the fast pass.
and
line.
you guys aren't right. You're switching
Yeah,
typically.
yeah.
So yeah, we didn't do Splash Mountain, just not an important attraction for me.
It's only like one of the best rides ever made. Oh,
So I did Country Bear with Wes, but you didn't. We didn't go back, and you didn't get to see
So
it.
I know, and I am really bummed out about that. But what happened was a parade, and I love me some Florida floats. And
Festival
Wes,
of Fantasy.
Yes.
and Wes likes parades, so it just made sense. What did you say?
minus the Maleficent.
That's right. There was no Maleficent.
Oh, yeah.
No Maleficent.
So the way that it timed out and not knowing the route and not knowing, I was fine with going and kind of finding a spot because I found a nice shaded covered
Right at the DVC
spot.
area, right outside
so
of.
they got to go on it, and the second
Bear.
they came out, we waited a few minutes, and then the parade started, and we
Nice.
had no obstruction, and
Yeah.
yeah, it seemed worth it in retrospect. But we did see Wendell.
Did they do the spontaneous line dancing?
No, they were separate.
Oh, okay.
We saw them individually,
But they were allowing people, like kids, to come up into the parade route and like sort of like dance with them.
yeah.
Any comments on the attraction?
Wes really enjoyed it. Like I was basically paying attention to it, and he loved every song. Everybody laughed at how like there's no way some of those jokes would have flown if they were creating that attraction today. I can't think of what they were off the top of my head at this point, but I'm sure they were all about Trixie.
Oh gosh, yes.
Like climbing up to her swing or something like that. I almost feel like
that's Teddy Bear. Trixie is the one that's crying with the wine in her hand.
They would not have put her in if they made that attraction.
They totally would never have her in, and they wouldn't have the
She's
triplets.
got to be removed like the redhead.
And like the triplets talking about just hitting on all these guys, and like all the guys turn me on, turn me down.
That's right, yeah. It was well attended, which I really liked.
Awesome. Did you guys eat anything in Frontierland?
No, we didn't go. We did go to the restroom, and I did see that there was all the free guacamole that everybody could get, which I remember you had mentioned.
Pecos Bills.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the taqueritos.
But no, we pretty much brought our Dole Whips into Frontierland to eat them in the shade.
Gotcha.
But no, we didn't have anything in.
So next we have the Haunted Mansion and Hall of Presidents.
Yeah.
And if you saw the Presidential Muppet.
We didn't see the show.
We didn't see the show.
No.
How's Hall of Presidents?
Hall of Presidents was terrific. There was a cast member who I considered to be like the Maynard of Hall of Presidents last time we were there. He was not there introducing the show, but there was an MC who introduced the show once you get into the theater and sit down. He had such an amazing voice.
Such a good voice.
I was like, is this guy like just lip syncing? Like, what is this?
How was the show?
The show is terrific. I didn't realize that they updated the show as well as just put in the new animatronic. No.
So funny.
No, I knew they put the animatronic, but the whole pre-show before the animatronics, I didn't realize that they had updated.
It felt like a very like a blanket statement, like she and I, we just locked eyes.
From pictures I've seen, Lincoln looks better than ever. Did he look great?
I mean,
he looked good.
But his voiceover didn't sound like
No, what was that about?
I don't know. Why did they... What's with their voiceovers?
I'm very confused about that Lincoln voice. Like,
I think ever since Daniel Day-Lewis played Abraham Lincoln, they're trying to not sound like Abraham Lincoln because that's kind of what Daniel Day-Lewis did. But
wait, Daniel Day-Lewis tried to not sound like Lincoln?
Well, because with Lincoln, you think of a voice like in The Great Moments of Mr. Lincoln, but he did it more like this, like something kind of high. And how was the Trump animatronic? Did the Trump animatronic look as bad as the pictures?
It's pretty bad. It didn't look great.
From the videos that I see, if you're far enough,
we were in the front row.
Okay, well, if you're far enough back, it looks like the mannerisms look great. Like,
I would say the animatronic moved fine.
Yeah. But yeah, the face doesn't look good. Oh, was there security?
There was.
Yes, there was.
Did anyone have any reactions?
No.
Nope. We had a very, very
quiet show. There were officers in the theater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now on to the Haunted Mansion.
So good.
Yeah. I love that they have an interactive queue. I feel like every time I go through the Haunted Mansion queue at Disneyland, I'm always like, why are we going like 3 steps forward and 2 steps back all the time? Like, just open this all up and put an interactive queue already.
You still like all the audio, the stretching room that they added?
Yeah, and here's the thing, is there's everything that they do there is very easily done here. Specifically, that you can hear the ghost host in the foyer before you go into the stretching room, which you don't hear at Disneyland. So if you don't rush into the stretching room, you're going to miss some of the dialogue. Yeah.
Is it because that one, it's just open all the time? Because here it's an actual elevator because you have to get under the tracks. Over there, you don't have to. So they don't have to enclose it ever.
The door was closed.
It was? Oh.
And because I went up to see the painting over the mantle, and because I hadn't been there in 6 years, I turned around and I was like, oh, there's a stretching room over here, which it wasn't there when we had walked into the entryway. So maybe they don't always have the door closed, but this time.
I mean, they always close it eventually, but sometimes like they'll start it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Before it's closed.
We were out there by Madame Leota's tombstone, walked into a room with a fireplace in the portrait, and then the door opened.
It's Wesley's favorite ride.
Yeah.
Great ride.
I don't know. Did you guys do multiple rides on?
Yeah,
Haunted
we
Mansion?
did it 3 or 4 times.
Did it ever say reference where you come from or your name or anything?
No.
Because we had one of them was California or Bust when we got on it. And then
How does it know that? Your Magic Band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, see you in California or something.
Yeah, something like that. And then also when we were on It's a Small World, all of those screens, one of them was Auf Wiedersehen, Robert. And so things with your Magic Bands will know where you are.
Did you know about it beforehand?
No, but I was like, why does that say Robert? And then I saw that it said different names. And so...
Fantasyland and New Fantasyland. How did you like it?
From right there, we did the Tangled photo op.
Oh.
With the
you guys
glowing
actually did
lantern.
We
Yeah.
did. That was
So,
fun.
are you lit by the lantern?
Yes.
So you hold one physical lantern, that's what lights you, and then the lanterns are constantly up there, but at dusk they just light up.
With Wes, I think made it difficult. They put the lantern on an apple box, which I think affected the framing. So the framing of the lanterns behind us gets kind of lost. But
I wish they would have taken their time with it. It felt very rushed, and the line wasn't even that long. So it's like, why are we rushing?
Just make it count. What are the odds of everyone here being repeat visitors is very low. This might be your one time to take the lantern.
It was very much like, got it, okay.
yeah,
Get out.
Weird.
And then Peter Pan was great.
The queue's amazing.
I was talking with David about, is the queue interactive?
It
It
is.
is an interactive queue.
So what are the interactive elements? Because we've never done it.
The biggest thing is in the bedroom where there's Tinkerbells kind of flying around, and then on one of the main walls, you get Peter Pan's shadow, but then you also have your shadow.
Oh, that's right. I did see my shadow in the room as I walked by.
But there's also the Play app, which I didn't find this specific thing like that we have in our queue. But it was because it was too fast moving. That's the one.
What's the Play app?
It is the Disney Play app. It gets you asking questions with the people you're with, and then finding things in the queue.
Oh, I think I played that. You can play it here too, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then it'll sometimes activate something in the queue that you would have done if you did the Play app.
Oh,
Did it activate anything?
The 1 or 2 times we went through the actual queue, it was fast moving.
Did you see that app make anything activate anywhere else?
Here, we've used it in Peter Pan's queue.
What happens here?
There's a lantern.
With the switchback right kind of in your last line, there's a lantern, and once you put your phone there, Tinkerbell shows up. It's really magical.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many Easter eggs that I never knew were in the Disneyland queue for Peter Pan.
Like what?
In the woodwork of the entire queue are things from the movie. There's Michael's bear, and there's John's umbrella, John's hat, a thimble, Tinkerbell, a Peter Pan shadow. Everywhere in the woodwork is hidden stuff. If you're not paying attention, they look like just knots in the wood. And I feel like when we first started taking Wes on it, we saw 2 or 3 of them, but there's probably 20 different Easter eggs hidden in the wood.
Peter Pan's great there. It's good. The only
So
thing
good.
is, again, the voiceover. Hook doesn't sound like Hook, and you can barely hear Peter Pan say, "Here we go" at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's funny if Hook doesn't sound like Hook. I think it should be Corey Burton who did
It
one at
sounds
Disneyland.
awful. One
Could
sounds
be
like a blown
volume,
speaker,
too.
and one
Yeah.
sounds like nothing.
Yeah.
But their
So much
their
smoother.
Neverland is amazing. Yeah, the overhead track is so much smoother. We have more advanced technology in that I think makes ours great, but theirs in terms of scope is just amazing because Neverland is so big. Whereas here it's like a cool little model you can look down on.
It's not a model.
Whatever it is. You can barely tell that there's something there. Here you fly through the mountains of Neverland.
Well, and
It's
also
great.
it was very key. I noticed that lighting is so off sometimes here. Sometimes it's way too dark.
And we did Small World, which was interesting because there's no Disney characters in the attraction.
I just love ours, the
Yeah.
outside of it. You just lose it. They try to recreate it
It's
in
like
that
Diet
covered
Small
area,
World.
and it's
I
like,
know a lot of people don't like the Disney characters in there, but I like them in there.
I don't
I
mind them.
think they're fun.
I don't mind them. But I do like a little bit of the. I do like the Florida one, that Ferris wheel, and
Yes, that room is amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't they have a lot more rainforest there too?
But I do love that white room is basically what I
yeah,
called
it's
it.
like that minty pastel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got evac'd out of. Well, we didn't even get in the building for Enchanted Tales with Belle, so we skipped that, unfortunately.
You didn't see the big illusion.
No,
we
I
really
love
wanted
that
to go
illusion,
back,
yeah.
but we just
That was our time
things.
for it, and we had to go.
You know what? It is a long line just for
Yeah,
a
it
meet
is.
and greet.
It is.
Yeah. We did do Seven Doors Mine Train, which was great.
How was that?
Super smooth.
Had you been on it before?
No, this was our first time.
And you loved it?
It's a little tight for me. I'm a little tall.
Oh yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. We talked about this in comparison to the Frozen ride. The digital like faces on the animatronics, they didn't bother me on that ride as much. And I really like the end scene with Snow White dancing with Dopey and the dwarves and stuff.
I feel like I heard so much about how short the attraction was
It
before I
is
rode
short,
it.
though.
It didn't bother me. Like I went in with, I guess, really low expectations, so I came out like, no, I felt really fulfilled.
Did you go through the interactive queue or?
No, we fast passed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we were given that.
70 minutes. I mean, that
Oh,
Peter
yeah.
Pan, it was like, the usual one. So we were able to, I think we did ride it three times maybe, but they were all fast passes, and then we got that extra.
You didn't go to Beast Castle?
Well, hold
or-
on. Now we did get a treat.
What did you eat?
We got the Peter Pan.
How was it?
So good.
Awesome.
So good.
Awesome. I mean, I don't think you
It's
could
a
go
lime Dole Whip
wrong.
on top of Sprite. The
the
only thing
chocolate
is
feather.
the Dole Whip reacts
It
with the Sprite,
fizzes.
so it's like all over the couch. I gotta drink this thing.
Yeah.
There's like no time to take a photo. Like
That's awesome. Oh, it sounds so good. Every New Year's, we had someone, friend come over who would mix champagne with pineapple sorbet, and it was a punch. And then they would also put, I believe, some like lemon lime soda situation. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, that's gonna really be like a callback
It's so
to that kind of
refreshing, yeah.
punchy
It was good.
thing.
yeah.
We did Winnie the Pooh.
How's Winnie the Pooh?
It was good.
Did you like Owl's house?
Yes.
I really was impressed by the owls, like the fact that his house is shifting as you're going through
Oh,
it.
yes. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about
Yeah.
their poo.
We didn't go through the line. We fast passed it. But again, I just really love all the interactive cues. We just walked by them.
They're like, oh look, those people are having fun.
Did you do Dumbo?
So we went into the small playground, but we did not actually end up riding Dumbo. Wes was more excited about the play area.
Yeah, it's like an interactive queue. It's like a standby
Right.
area.
Yeah.
You take a number like a restaurant, which is great. I think more rides should do that.
And then we did Barnstormer.
Yeah, which he loved.
He loved it. I think we rode it like 4 times that day alone.
Was he scared at first?
So the night we went to Toy Story Land, we had to rider switch. He was just a smidge too short. He had a blast. Like, he had so much fun watching David and I switch off and like waving at us while we were, on the coaster. So I was after that he got like obsessed with roller coasters. And so he was like, oh, Dad found me a roller coaster. Let's go on it. So we went on it, and he was a little jostled, I think, the first time. But he did say, I want to go on it again. So we went right back into line. Obviously, it's like walk on. As we were getting up to the front, he goes, I don't want to ride this anymore. And I'm just like, what? And so I was like, look, let's just go on it. I'll hold you tight. And I held on to him, with my arm around his body. And it totally changed the game for him. And he was like, let's do it again. Woo, yay. Like, I'll tell him to put his arms up. He'll put his arms up for a second, and then I'll, put him down. But yeah, after that, he was hooked. I mean, he literally would have done that the next few
We
days.
tried to get it like a Barnstormer pin or something. They didn't have anything of the sort.
Kind of bummed.
We did do Ariel's Undersea Adventure, mostly just so we could see the queue. And
We met Ariel.
And he met Ariel.
We had a good time with her.
Awesome.
We did Cinderella's Royal Table.
How was
We had
that?
lunch there. It was good. It's so chaotic. I get it's like one of the hot top places to eat, but it is a madhouse. trying to check in for your reservation. Have you guys done it?
No,
Okay.
but we did ask to go walk through and just check it out.
Oh, that's cool.
No,
Did
they definitely
Oops.
looked us in the face and they said no.
Oh, I was gonna say that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
After we got checked in, though, it was fine. You wait in line to meet Cinderella. Pro tip: you only get Cinderella at lunch. If you
Oh.
have evening dinner reservations, you get her and Prince Charming.
Oh, is that better?
I don't know. I mean,
We saw him on the way out.
Yeah, we saw him on the way out. Cute details. All of the shields or coats of armor on the wall. And then in the very, very tip-top corner are Gus and Jacques. I geeked out. The PhotoPass photographer got that as Cinderella was talking to me, because
Awesome.
that was like my favorite movie. I watched it over and over and over when I was growing up. Inside is really awesome. Like, you're in a castle, and the food was pretty good.
Princesses came up to the table.
There are some awkward moments where they're just being introduced, but they sort of just walk through, and that's not when they come to like greet everybody, which was a little weird because at first we weren't sure if they were going to actually be interactive. But yeah, they gave Wes a little wishing star and he got a sword. But overall, really cool. I mean, it's a pretty small space, so now I understand why like it's hard to get into. Really not that many tables.
Is there a window you can look out?
Yeah,
There
it's
are.
a huge. I mean, the one whole side of the restaurant is
what do you-
overlooking.
So what do you see?
The carousel into Fantasyland, overlooking the carousel. The carousel was under construction at the time, so it was a big tent.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of construction, but
So let's move to Tomorrowland. We have Space Mountain, People Mover.
Carousel
Carousel
Progress,
Progress.
Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters.
Stitch is gone.
that's closed.
That's a
yeah.
meet and greet area now.
And then there's Mike and
The laugh floor.
The laugh floor, yeah.
And then the Tomorrowland wall.
Autopia.
Did you do the wall?
Yeah, we did the wall.
Oh no! How long did you wait for it?
There was no
There was no
way.
way.
Okay.
The last time we walked by, well, our last visit, there was a line of people.
No, there was a
You know
PhotoPass
what's-
photographer,
well,
which
but
we were
that-
surprised about.
The photographer was there and he was taking pictures of someone like facing the castle, but the lighting was awful. So he was like, I mean, whatever, I'll do what they want. But that's what he was there for the wall, and we didn't realize that.
We did Mike and Sully's laugh floor.
What'd you think?
I really liked it. I was bummed they didn't use my joke.
They picked on Robert.
You can text. Oh,
was your
really?
joke?
Well, what did I think it was what's Gaston's favorite restaurant, Taco Bell.
It's an awful
yeah.
joke. That's why they didn't use it.
How did you spell
That's
Bell?
inappropriate.
Belle. And they said, that's hilarious. We'll see if Michael will get it in the show.
Did you just make that up?
No, I heard a cast member told Wes the night before or something like that.
But I got a sticker.
Oh, good for you.
It said I was that guy.
Oh,
Yes.
that's the joke. That guy joke. Yeah, that's good.
We did People Mover.
Yes, did People Mover.
How many times?
We
Just
only
the
did it
one.
once.
How was it? Describe it to me as
It was
slowly as
terrific.
possible.
However,
We did try to go on it, but I think it was closed.
Yeah, they had
one
closed it
other
for
time.
lightning.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So this is the first year that they're doing something with Space Mountain for Halloween. They've turned all the lights off.
Well, I guess they turned the stars off.
Yeah, they said
guess
it's
so.
completely dark in there. So when we
Oh,
went
that sounds
through
awful.
on the People Mover, it was just a black
Dark,
tunnel.
yeah.
Oh,
It
Nothing
was
to
really
see.
strange.
so even during the lift section, that was completely dark?
Yeah, everything was
Oh,
completely
okay.
black.
Okay.
Yeah. I loved all of the. I loved it so much that I can't remember what it was. But right before you enter the Buzz Lightyear area,
Like the
you
lady
see-
getting her hair done?
Yes, thank you. I was like, I feel like there was a lady getting her hair done.
Carousel Progress?
Love Carousel Progress. We only did it the one time. We had perfect seats. Like every room, we were like in the perfect spot.
Wes fell asleep.
He did.
How
It is,
dare
it
he.
is
But
very
then every showroom we were
sweet.
in, he asked, "Are we gonna move?" Like he thought we were like in Carousel Progress. Every theater we went to,
Oh.
Was he scared?
No.
he fell asleep. He was so
Yeah.
comforted. I mean, if you think there's 5 areas of seating, right? Because one is an exit area, and then you rotate to the first room, and there's 4 rooms, right?
Yeah.
So there's 5 seating areas. It was like probably like a third full. But if you think, if everything's a third full, it's still quite a lot of people in one attraction.
We ate at Cosmic Rays.
Yes,
How was
thank
that?
you. I don't care how the food was. All I wanted to see was
Sunny Eclipse.
Yes, Sunny Eclipse. Thank God. One of the highlights of my trip, and I couldn't wait to see him, was Sunny Eclipse. And even if we were just walking through, like right by Cosmic Rays to go into Fantasyland, I would still just peek in to see Sunny Eclipse. We saw his show loop probably twice, and I probably could have sat through 3 or 4 more times. We mobile ordered our food so we can get a good spot.
Nice.
And it all worked out well. And then for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, we saw the
we did
Sanderson
film our
sisters.
magic. We didn't talk about that in
Oh, we didn't.
Fantasyland. But
Yeah.
whatever.
It's the cutest.
It's cute, yeah.
So cute.
I enjoy it.
Wes was struggling to stay awake, but he did enjoy it.
Yeah.
He just liked seeing the
It's one of
highlights, if you will.
It's a great attraction, but how much better would it be if it was traditional 2D animation?
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think that 3D is an important part of the show.
Yeah.
But because like if it was like he was actually really in the movies, it'd be that much better. But
Yeah. We saw the Sanderson Sisters Castle show for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and it was awesome.
Oh, I want to see that so bad.
I do find it strange, the sudden resurgence of it. I mean, I'm all about it. Like, I enjoyed it. I still thoroughly enjoy it. But, I mean, it
feels
just really came with
out of
a
nowhere.
vengeance. Yeah,
like
yeah.
out of nowhere a few years ago, they just decided to put them into the show, and like everyone is totally into it. I think maybe, well, I mean, I did go to a panel this year, and they were talking about how it didn't do well in the theaters, but it was just really just played and played over again on the Disney Channel, because they were trying to come up with Halloween programming for kids, and there are very few movies that they had at the time.
Yeah.
And so they just played it, and that's where everyone really keyed into it.
Sure.
I remember just watching it all the time. And so I think now us as adults are the age where we're having children. So we're going, and then also, you know, kids that are younger than us, yeah, they grew up because all of a sudden they got these Halloween Town movies, and then they do like Freeform, whatever it was, ABC Family.
Yeah.
They were doing like the 13 Days of Christmas, or 13 Days of Halloween, which now is 31 days this year. And I looked at the schedule. Hocus Pocus is being played at least once every 3 days on that schedule.
And it's funny because Freeform is, the Family Channel, so it seems like everything is pretty family friendly, but then Sweeney Todd's in there.
Really?
That's
Tim Burton, Sweeney Todd?
opposite
Wow.
of it.
I mean, it's either that or the black and white one, I guess, which...
Now they're
would
not
it be
Well,
a-
either way, yeah, it's
Wow.
not quite the...
But yeah, and I
So,
think
yeah.
that probably just spawned, it was just something that kids really resonated with them, and now you have this amazing show, and everyone just is loving
it's
it.
good.
Yeah, the stage show is incredible. All of the villains are there. The show is so good, and a really good long show. The fact that you get a parade and a fireworks spectacular on top of it, that really is worth the price of admission, I would say.
Let's move to Epcot.
If you're traveling to Epcot, please remain on board. You'll need to change monorails at the Transportation and Ticket Center.
Epcot's my favorite park at Disney World.
It's a terrific park.
Tis.
So what'd you do at Future World?
In Future World, I mean, we did everything except for Soarin'. So we did Living with the Land.
Did you love
I
it?
love living with
Yeah,
them.
Wes really enjoyed Living with the Land. And then there was a little girl who was sitting in front of us who seemed to be sort of a local. And maybe she was like 4 or 5, so she was very excited to show Wes where all the hidden Mickeys were in the attraction. Wes really liked being in the greenhouse. He's like, are we outside? I was like, no, we're inside. He was a little scared with the lightning at the beginning, but he really enjoyed it. I forgot about that whole lightning area at the beginning, so.
Did he like the Buddha's hand?
The what?
There's a fruit that they have there called Buddha's hand, and it looks like
It's a citrus.
hand like this.
Oh, interesting.
They had it at Ralph's one time, and I tried to take a picture of it. The guy at Ralph's yelled at me saying, "No pictures of fruit."
Whoa. That's nuts.
And then Robert brought it up for every single visit.
They had a lot of pumpkins in there at the time, so maybe...
Did they have any Mickey shaped ones? They put them in the little
Not that
Mickey.
I noticed, no. And then did they have the hanging garden in there? Okay.
Yeah.
They seem to be purporting that was something new, so... then I really liked that they had the fish... it with the hydroponic gardening, so like they were like also like fertilizing and feeding the. It was kind of cool.
All the tilapia.
Yeah.
We've done the walking tour twice,
Yeah, I remember you-
and we love it so much. We think it's just, we don't even have gardens, and I'm just like, yeah, tell me about your hydroponics. And then they feed that lettuce in there, goes to some of the restaurants, and anything that they deem as not restaurant quality goes to the animals in Animal Kingdom.
I found some audio of the source audio of the ride that is very soothing to listen to.
You have to send that to me.
We also did Nemo and Friends, which Wes really liked. It's funny. I wonder, looking at the Omni-Mover cars for that attraction, they look exactly like the ones for Ariel's Undersea Adventure. Are they the exact same
They just
cars?
no, they open differently.
They open differently, and I think they're smaller a little bit.
Okay.
They have that opening
Weird, double door.
Yeah, which I found really interesting.
And then Wes liked running around to see all the stuff after the fact.
It's my favorite aquarium.
Yeah, he said, this is my favorite aquarium.
Did you love Spaceship Earth?
Love Spaceship Earth. Only did it once. I felt like it needed some relighting. The whole opening with all the projections was like almost unseeable.
Oh, it's always like that with the mammoth.
Oh, what is that about?
I love it. I love it for
dark.
some reason.
No, it's way too dark.
I love that. I love that you can barely see it for some reason.
I say that every single time, and it's been like that since the first time I've gone.
Yeah.
Every single time, it's like your eyes should have already adjusted by the time you get there, and I'm just like furiously like blinking and rubbing, and it's just very dark. Yeah.
Otherwise, closed my eyes on the way back down. 100%.
You didn't even take your picture?
I think our photo didn't.
No, it did. It just didn't get Wes.
Oh, that's right.
Because it only does two people. Were the three of you together?
No, we were in separate ones. He was just.
It put like a generic face for him. Yeah. So yeah, and then we played in the interactive areas out afterwards, which that was the best part about Epcot was while Wes wasn't able to do everything like Spaceship Earth, not Spaceship Earth, but Mission Space or Test Track or things like that. There were plenty of things for him to do in those attractions that were indoor and stuff like that.
Excellent.
So how was Mission Space and Test Track?
I love Mission Space so much, and like. I thought I had maybe built it up, and I was like, no one talks about this attraction. Maybe I misremembered how great it was. Nope, it's awesome. So great.
What about with the absence of Gary Sinise?
I didn't even remember that he was part of it. Was he in the pre-show video before?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Did not bother me.
Lieutenant Dan's the one that tells you what's up.
You were saying your eyes were watering during the thing, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's intense. Do you guys do the intense one?
No, we did the one that feels like someone is literally just shaking the box. And then right when it ended, the restraint just very quickly goes up, and it knocked my glasses off. So I was just like, this really sucked. My glasses. So it was just like, those are my emotions going through it. And
I can't recommend the hyper one enough.
Really want to do the the
everyone bailed on mine, so I had to do all the positions by myself, which really is not feasible. I did do the one next to me though.
Wait, so you were by yourself?
Yeah, I was with 3 other people, and like basically the entire time you're in line, they're like, guys, you really don't want to do this. Like they're basically talking you out of it the entire
they make
time.
it seem like you're gonna
really
blow out your
intense,
brain.
Yeah.
So yeah, the last time, right when we're about to go in, everybody was like, yeah, we're not doing this. And so it was just me.
Robert
so you
has
guys
me
have never done it?
No, Robert has me terrified that my spinal cord is gonna snap.
I won't do it.
And I'm just like,
You've never done it?
No, come on, you gotta
I've
do
done
it.
the tame version.
It's so cool.
Here's the thing: is I get it. Like I do. I get it. I think we are, and even for me, like I don't know that I want that intensity all the time because it's super intense.
If I were here, I'd do it. If it were
and
here,
you
I'd
never
do it.
know. Like I mean, there are vomit bags. There are.
yeah, none of this makes me want to do it.
It's so rad. I loved it.
It's an amazing. Like it's. I shouldn't. Not maybe amazing. It's not the right word. It's a very unique feeling, and the fact that they can recreate it is very cool. And while I didn't feel sick, like there are, again, mom panel, people talk about like not being able to adjust for like hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, one dude
experience
after the
that.
ride, he was like, yeah, I was messed up for days.
Yeah, like it's
Oh,
weird.
dude.
The first time I went to Disney World, this guy who worked for Disney said he went on it and he like wasn't feeling that great. Went back to his car and just passed out, or like something.
Oh, you told me about that.
And then he woke up, and it was like 4 hours later, and the time went away, and he didn't know what happened.
It's so good, though.
I think he like
can't wait
drank
to do it
around the
again.
world and
Yeah, right?
just like
I
There's
can't
more
wait
to
to
that
do it again.
story.
exactly.
Test track, I could never do again. It'd be fun.
Yeah, I didn't
There's
love
something
it.
special.
I like that it went really fast at one point, but the rest of it was kind of like jarring and dumb.
Yeah,
My car
totally.
did win a lot of the like little things.
I think it used to be better before they redid it.
I only got to do it once.
I didn't know it.
At one
before.
point, you're out in the parking lot. I'm like, what is happening?
I know. And what I like is they have all those Chrysler cars like in a fancy circle.
I was like, yeah, what are these? Like, are those cast member cars or are those?
No,
like,
those are show cars.
but they're not lit. Like,
Presentado por Chrysler. You gotta. I don't. The most exciting thing that happened to us on that is that we got evac'd our last time, and it was probably one of the scariest walks I've ever had to have, because I don't know the actual track, but the sides of it are not the same piece. And that was like, you can see between them and you can see how far off the ground you are. And then also every walk that you take, it's like bendy metal. And I was like, we just need to end this now.
I thought it was wood.
It was not great.
Bendy, whatever it was.
Whatever it
bendy.
was not feeling terribly sturdy under my. And I mean, obviously it is. It sits there through all sorts of weather and everything else. But yeah, all we wanted to do was like get done, and it was also like the last ride of the day. So
How was Figment?
I also feel no connection to it whatsoever.
yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
It is a weird.
And
I really like.
There's a couple
Robin
scenes
Williams.
I really liked. There's a couple scenes I really liked.
like the Pirates of the Caribbean effect with the mirror.
I don't know what that is.
With the butterfly, there's a butterfly in a cage that's up above. and
Yes,
it's
yes,
flapping
yes,
its
yes, yes,
wings
yes.
and-
Like the new Pirates of the Caribbean effect. Yes.
Did you drink Beverly?
Yes.
Yes, how did it go?
And I recorded a video of it.
Stupid.
Cheers. I mean, it's not good.
that look at the end where you're just like, I'd finish it. What?
So at Club Cool in Future World at EPCOT, which is like one of the last buildings on your right before you get to World Showcase, is a Sodas Around the World pavilion where you get these little paper cups and you
It's a Coke ad.
Basically, it's all these Coca-Cola brand sodas from around the world. You put the little cup on the dispenser. It looks like a fountain thing. You press the button, it fills the cup. And it has Italian sodas. The Italian soda is Beverly. It has ones from Japan,
Mexico.
Yeah, all these.
Peru.
Yeah, Peru had the Inca Cola and all that stuff. And everyone is trying all these different sodas, but Beverly is in the slot number 1, all the way to the left. And everyone, you just see everyone in that room is already mad because the first thing they tried was Beverly. One person said, Beverly, that's gotta be bad. Like,
But
they
it
didn't
has
even
a
try it, yeah.
reputation. Like, that's what
Yeah.
David
Well,
wanted to do.
so-
Like, he kept talking about Beverly and wanting to go try it.
When you were on the Magical Express, did they play the Beverly video?
No.
Sometimes they'll play a video of a montage of people trying Beverly.
Oh, that's amazing. Was it the one we reposted on the blog long ago?
I think
Maybe.
so.
From the Disney Parks blog?
Yeah, I think so.
He wouldn't shut up about Beverly.
Did you like it?
So, I didn't like it,
Okay,
but I didn't hate it.
Oh, God.
I would never drink it on purpose.
It smells beautiful.
Yeah,
it
it
smells so good.
Yeah. It tastes like, and I described it in the video.
The way pirate smells.
A house of horrors.
No. It tastes, did I say Fernet and Red Bull?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. It tastes like Red Bull and something else.
Regret.
Yeah. I finished, her biggest gripe about it was not only did I take a sip, but I went and finished it and did
Normal
not go
people.
and get anything else
Okay.
to watch it.
So there's normal people, and then there's David. he goes and he fills it. Like, that's the other thing is why fill the cup?
Because
Okay, so
the way those machines work, everyone sits there and holds the button like it's supposed to. That's not how those machines work. Those machines are specifically designed to fill those cups.
Yeah.
So you press the button once and it fills it as much as it did. So I was like, look, I got this much.
That's right.
But then again, normal people taste it and go, this is awful, and throw it away. Like, that's what I did.
Not the Italians.
Well, they did because they stopped making it.
David decides to, sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of like struggles through finishing it because it's not good. But insists on finishing it at no one's request but his own. Like, no one said you can't waste this. No one said you can't throw it out.
So yeah, I didn't love it. I would never drink it on purpose, but I didn't hate it. I guess I went in with really bad expectations.
It's okay to say it was awful. Like, that nobody wants you.
It's not good. Like, no.
It's okay to say that you enjoyed it.
This isn't even strong enough to,
chase it.
Get rid of it.
So why don't we go around the world? Do you want to start in Mexico?
Sure. In Mexico, for food and wine, they had basically what was a margarita, like a mango margarita on the rocks, but it was called Mariachi Loco. And then when the guy handed it to me, he was singing Mariachi Loco, which I sang back to him, and it was great. Yeah, it was good. But the drink was god awful and terrible.
Worse than Beverly?
Maybe, I'd probably drink Beverly before I drink that again.
God.
It had what I don't like, the Lucas straw.
Yeah,
in
like
it.
not the tahini, but the you know what I'm talking about, the sweet.
Is it chamol?
Yes.
I don't know. Whatever it was terrible. Shouldn't have been with mango, I'll tell you what.
Did you go on the Grand Fiesta tour?
Sure did.
Yes, and Wes actually really liked it.
Well, it's fun.
It's so
It's
cute.
so fun.
Well, he was obsessed with finding Donald this trip for some reason.
Yeah.
So he found
everyone's
him.
looking for him. I mean, the whole time they're just like screaming, Donald.
Yeah. So in Hawaii, we had the Kahlua. We had all the food in Hawaii.
What was your favorite?
I like the Kahlua pork slider the most.
The slider was good, but there was also
The passion fruit cheesecake.
Yeah.
It's
pretty good.
Passion fruit cheesecake. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not a big cheesecake fan, but I love passion fruit. So.
It has toasted macadamia nuts.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It was delish.
Islands of the Caribbean. Now, this we actually had. They had a couple of these foods available to us at the welcome dinner.
Which we didn't really talk about the food situation at the welcome dinner.
It's just a buffet.
Oh, okay.
Well,
but
it was
the
pretty
offerings.
generic,
Okay.
but there were some
Right.
specific to Epcot. There was also the sushi candy for the kids, which was like a thing in here.
It was like a Rice Krispie treat.
And you basically just stuffed candy in it. Gummy bears,
rolled it
chocolate,
up.
whatever you wanted
Okay.
to do. But it was like open, it was buffet, and there was an open bar.
The best.
We had the jerked spiced chicken lollipop.
It's
And
pretty good.
I've heard good
the
things
Caribbean
about
white sangria. I guess I didn't have any of that.
You didn't know.
Okay.
You don't like sangria. It was pretty
Nope.
good. It was okay, yeah. It wasn't the best sangria I've ever had, but
Okay.
I'm also not always a huge fan. This one was white wine based, so I was okay with it. I don't do red very often, so
I don't mind it.
I would say one of the best things I had was in China. Now there were these two drunk guys standing by the sign, and he was like, "Just get the duck. I don't know why you're looking." And sure enough, the Beijing roasted duck bao bun with hoisin sauce was amazing. And also, I had the Happy Peach. That was really good.
Did it make you happy?
Was it
Yeah.
peachy?
It was peachy. Yeah, I was happy. It was super sweet.
So, what's next to Mexico? Mexico.
Norway.
Yeah.
Did you ride Frozen?
we did.
Yeah.
What'd
We
you
rode
guys
it
think?
once. That was the first thing we did, actually, after we got to
You
the
did it
parks.
last time, right?
No, it wasn't open
No,
yet.
No, it wasn't open. It was still.
We actually rode Maelstrom last
So
time.
what'd you think?
I really like the Olaf animatronic ice skates.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Super cute. I like
Yeah.
when he's walking next to your boat. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like, I could not remember what the inside of that queue looked like before.
Oh, they've opened it up completely.
Oh,
Because
okay.
before it was just like you'd walk and then you'd
Yeah.
walk down and there was a giant mural.
Which I
and then you'd go
remembered,
in.
but I also felt like the load-in area was on the opposite side.
It was.
It was.
Completely
The
changed
load
it.
in area now is the movie theater.
Oh.
Where you would watch a
I see.
movie about herring with
Yeah.
a lot of real heavy rock music.
So, and basically, where you get on the boat is where you would exit Maelstrom.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. For some reason, circling back to the digital face on animatronics really bothered me.
I think
in
it's
that
because they
ride.
talk a lot, right? So they're
Maybe.
talking and they're human and they're
Yeah,
not like weird
I think
little
that's
dwarvy.
the biggest issue with it. I think that definitely hit it.
Yeah.
Because and that was, like I said, the first day. So it was the first time I had seen it. I hadn't done the other ride yet.
It's
but
very
it really
distracting.
bothered me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Like,
care for it.
I feel like you guys had talked about before, maybe I read somewhere before, that there were Easter eggs, like, harkening back to the Maelstrom ride.
Yes, they're in weird places.
Yeah.
They're in not. I know the one I know is the tapestry, which I think is in the Fast Pass queue area. No.
I don't even remember the Easter eggs, actually.
Yeah, there's like a tapestry, and then there might be something.
I was
else, but
hoping to
only
see
know
a
about
troll
the-
somewhere, or like.
I mean, there's a bunch of rock trolls that kind of
Yeah.
weird. Right?
There's a cute part in the queue where on the window.
Yeah, and Oaken is drawing on the
Oaken.
sauna window. He draws Olaf in the sauna window.
But it's like, it's not timed very well. I mean, I guess in a lot
Yeah,
of ways.
if you see it once, you're not going to see it again to get a good video or picture of it.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of.
Yeah.
There are other things that happen, but that's what we happen to see, and we really like that, which was fun.
We went first thing, so we didn't have a long wait. But I think we were in the regular queue, but we definitely weren't far back.
Yeah.
We were in a long queue, but it was a fast pass queue.
Yeah, it was very long.
Yeah. We had an amazing pomegranate beer at the beer garden in Germany, which isn't part of this menu, so I don't know. Whatever. It was still really good.
Yeah, I couldn't find it.
Did you go in the building at all?
No, we really didn't go into any buildings at Epcot.
Okay.
We really just did like a tour of Food and Wine because that was the day that
Did
we
you-
had the Halloween party.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Did you do
wanted
American
to-
Adventure?
Yes.
What did you think?
Love American Adventure. The Voices of Liberty weren't there? Are they a seasonal thing?
I haven't seen them in a long time.
Oh, bummer.
I don't know.
That's a bummer. It's got some of the best audio animatronic scenes that I've ever seen. Even just lighting wise, from like a set design perspective. And again, we sat really close. I posted a picture to our Instagram, but that scene where they're during the Depression, when they're out in that like what looks like an old timey gas station or something out on the porch. Just so well lit and just well constructed. Just,
I really like that one. That one is one of my favorites.
the Rosie the Riveter scene has like the set is so big, it comes down from the top, it comes up from the bottom, and there's animatronics hanging and building things. It's such a cool like.
Do you know how that ride or that attraction mechanism works?
I've heard of it, but I can't tell you. Off the
It's
top
a
of my head.
sideways elevator. So it all slides under. So while you're sitting there, animatronics are sliding under your seats, and so
wow.
so it's like the first
That's why
one
you have
where
to
they're
go
sitting.
upstairs to see the show.
Yep. So they come through, they pop up, they do their thing, they go back down.
I
Then the
figured
next
there
one
had
comes
to be
through.
so much stuff happening underneath me. Because
Yeah.
even at one point, a boat goes, a raft goes across the whole stage. You're like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
Frederick Douglass. And he
right.
blows out the light.
He does great work, by the way. I will say that when we went to Italy, one of the best things we had there was the limoncello margarita. And I told Susie she missed out because there were a lot of young Italian boys over there talking Italian.
Bibbidi bobbidi.
Babidi-bobi.
That's exactly how it is. Yeah.
And then to sort of wrap up that side of World Showcase, I was really kind of bummed the Romance Road in Germany didn't have any of the like trains or anything going. But there were a ton of like bugs and stuff crawling all over everything, so it looked like a monster movie.
Did you notice that they have Food and Wine Festival banners up in the model?
No, I didn't. I'll have to look at some of my photos. Maybe I caught some.
Japan?
We had everything in Japan.
Yeah, we had everything in Japan, and we were able to combine our 3 snacks into one quick service meal. So we were able to utilize one of our quick service and keep 3 snacks by getting all 3 things from one booth.
Is that clear? So
Yeah.
there were like 3 food offerings, and instead of using 3 separate snack options, we were able to combine.
We were able to combine them as one
Yeah.
quick service meal.
So essentially, it was like a small meal.
And the cast member that was ringing you up,
communicate that and
decision.
helped us.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
She asked us if that's what we wanted to do, and the price points worked out so that it was good because there's sushi. What did we have?
It was a spicy.
And we had
It was a spicy roll, which is tuna and salmon topped with volcano sauce, beef nigiri topped with shrimp sauce and diced pickled jalapenos, and teriyaki chicken bun, steamed bun filled with chicken,
So it was like a
vegetables,
bow.
and a sweet teriyaki sauce. Yeah.
Nice. What was
All
your
of it was great.
favorite? Oh.
I think the teriyaki chicken bun probably.
Same, but I did really like not the roll, but the
The beef nigiri.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did it come with a drink?
We got a drink. It was the Fuji apple cocktail, and it was very good.
good.
It's a sake, peach schnapps, and green apple syrup.
a little sweet.
It was a little
okay, yeah,
sweet,
it
but,
does sound a little. It could. I feel like it could have like a
was
little
super
seltzer in it or something.
Oh yeah, that would be really
I would
good.
put salsa in there.
And then probably the best food of all was in Brazil. Would you
Oh,
say?
the best. It definitely stood out. It was really good.
Yeah.
Was it all just meat on skewers?
There was a crispy pork belly, which was really good.
Delish.
Was
Yeah.
there some chimichurri or anything? I'm thinking Argentina.
It had black beans, tomoto, and onion.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It sounds so good.
And the cheesy bread was good.
Yeah, it's called
not
Brazilian
called
cheese bread.
but
Shin told me what this was called. Pão de
The
queijo?
drink?
No, the food. The cheese.
The
The,
bread
Brazilian
that
cheese bread has
that
a name.
Doesn't
that I
have
can't
gluten
say.
or anything.
It has all of
It's-
the gluten. Oh no, it's gluten free.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's I think that
It's
our friend makes
amazing.
it, but we've talked about
Oh,
it,
it's
and
amazing.
I've watched like different bloggers do it. And yeah, I've only
It's
heard the
stupid
greatest
good.
thing ever. And yeah.
Yeah.
And we
I couldn't
had a
believe
drink.
how good it was. I was like, why is this so good?
we had a drink there that was similar to margarita.
Oh yeah, frozen caprina.
Still don't quite know.
No, I'm sure I'm saying this wrong.
But it was delicious.
And even the description I can't pronounce. So, but yeah, it was really good.
We just had another day,
Yeah.
we would have
Yeah.
because we were even getting full by the end of this, like what we did try. You just can't, and we were sharing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had the Saint Germain drink that you went back for in Paris or
Which is
France.
so simple.
Oh,
The champagne with the Saint Germain. So good. I will say, and you live with regret, right? There was a slushy type drink in France.
Was it like a frozen rosé?
No, it was like a peach Le
Have you-
Passion martini slush. I didn't get,
Oh, okay.
but
Does it say what's in it?
it's Grey Goose, citron, cranberry, and passion fruit juice.
That sounds delightful, but I think that going back for seconds on that champagne was a real solid decision.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, it's so simple, but like,
No.
And-
That's what she
delightful.
did when we went to the land.
and the French boys.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, when we went on Living with the Land, she was like, I'm going to go get that and I'll change.
And then I changed,
Gotcha.
which was quite the walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were at Living on the Land. She's like, I'll be back.
Yeah. You power walk it.
Yeah, I mean, I was by myself.
Like, I think we were getting on the ride and she was like, I made it.
The baklava was really good.
Yeah.
You had a Belgian waffle.
From Morocco, yeah.
Yes.
And I got the Belgian waffle and we had a choice to make. We had the chocolate
Savory
one,
or
which you
sweet.
thought I would want, and I got the one with the fruit.
And I
You were-
disagree.
yeah.
This happened to us the last food festival we went there. Also, I went up there and I was like, I think I went up there thinking I was going to get the sweet Belgian waffle. And instead I got the savory one, which was like a potato leek situation. Walked away. Instant regret because I could smell the chocolate from the waffle that was coming out. So my sensory wise, I could smell what was occurring. And so when I went to go take a bite of this very delicious Belgian waffle, and that was not
compute.
making the connection. I was
So
like, I should've
what they've
just gotten
done
one.
this year is there are 2 sweet waffles and no savory waffle, but there is a beer braised beef dish which comes with mashed potatoes. That was very good. But the choice between the sweet waffles is a chocolate ganache or a berry compote. I went with berry compote, which she couldn't believe.
I would have gone with the compote.
I was very happy with
I feel
my
like
choice.
people very willy-nilly put chocolate ganache on things, and I think that you can't do that because it's such a dark, rich thing that if you put too much, you lose you lose the other components of that.
Right.
And so I think I would just, based on the chocolate ganache, I'd be like, let's go with the berries.
I think the chocolate baklava, though, made up for it for her.
That was good.
Excellent.
Yeah, I accidentally ate the rest of it while we were trying to figure out our whole
Accidentally.
table service situation in Japan. Because she was like, blah, 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 quick service, blah, 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 snacks. And we were like, what? And then I was like, let me get this out of my hand. And then she was like, you ate the whole thing.
I had at least tasted it.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
But yeah, she kept talking about it, so.
I saw you guys rode a friendship.
Yes. We rode Friendship 2.
Oh, to go to like Hollywood Studios?
Well, we came from Hollywood Studios and went to EPCOT, which we had never done before. It was very fun.
Isn't it great?
Here's what's crazy is they're working on the Sky Bucket right now. So like that whole side of Epcot, while the entrance is open, is just walls.
Oh.
And it's like the mechanisms are like it's almost like it will look great once the cables and buckets are installed, but right now it just looks like a dystopian, like without the cables there, the I don't know if you call it a yoke or whatever, it's just sort of hanging there, and it's what is this?
Did you hear people are pissed off because there's not going to be air conditioning on them?
But who in their right mind thought that
Are they
there
going
was
to be
going to
closed?
be air conditioning in
I
the
figured they'd be
scene?
open air.
Exactly. I thought maybe you'd be able to put the window down. And Robert's like, "Did you hear that there's no air
I
conditioning?"
think from a
never thought there
safety
was.
standpoint, it's interesting that it's not enclosed.
Oh, right.
But it might be at the top, just a little sliver.
But that's why it's probably like why
Or like
it's going to
with-
be miserable.
But you know, like the buckets on the Ferris wheel are,
Sure.
you know, they have that.
Right,
The thing
that, like,
is,
gate, basically.
if you put air conditioning on them, they're going to be like the buses, and they're just going to be fogged over all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. I didn't think about the like gating that's on the wheel.
I'll probably put like
That's
a
probably
mesh
what it is, yeah.
situation.
Yeah. Anyway, it looks like it could be cool, but right now, if you take the bus to Hollywood Studios, you got probably a 10-minute walk before you get to the park with the way that the construction is going. So when we were leaving Hollywood Studios to go to Epcot, we were like, let's just take the boat over. So we did, and we saw a lot of the resorts we'd never seen before,
Yeah.
like the Boardwalk and the Swan and Dolphin and all that stuff. Swan and Dolphin you can kind of see from everywhere, but it was interesting to see it from that point of view. We'd never seen it before, so.
I was constantly terrified that there was going to be a crocodile, alligator. What
Alligator.
lives over there?
Alligator.
Just
Alligators
came-
in the sewers.
Yeah. it Just
Yeah.
I think the likelihood of them popping out is super, super, super. But yeah, I mean, I would feel the same way if I were to go maybe walking on a beach somewhere around there. I'd be like, don't step next to the lagoon.
Yeah.
I'm not about to take a paddleboard out anywhere, you know, and
Nope.
fight an alligator.
Just if you see one, just give him a pet on his schnozzola. All right, let's go to Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Dun, dun, dun.
Home to such attractions as the Tower of Terror and Star Tours and Indiana Jones.
Did you do Star Tours?
No, we didn't do Star Tours. We didn't do Indiana Jones Stud Show.
we did not do much.
No, we
There's
did.
not much to do there.
Well,
Did
yes,
you
true.
rock and roller coaster?
We did Rock and Roller Coaster. She was
You know what I'm
okay with
saying.
never
Done.
doing it again.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
I
need
got
to
it.
ever do it again.
I enjoyed
Why?
it.
It's great.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
I guess then
Aerosmith has no impact on me. Like, if it was not Aerosmith, I would like it probably more.
But what if it was the song Crying?
That would be so funny.
But no one could do a countdown like Steven Tyler, though.
I don't.
But he's
Literally
like-
anyone could do it. This countdown.
But he's like really mad when he's just like, "Are you ready? One."
we did see the Beauty and the Beast show. It's
It's
really
so good.
good.
I really want to be that Sunday because even though I think that the actress that is the Sunday has to do many roles I want no part of, but I do want to be that Sunday because all she does is stand there and shimmy, and I love it. And she's dressed up as a Sunday.
Yeah,
That's all I wanted to say.
I was a teary-eyed mess during that show. It's really good.
And we did Tower
Yeah.
a few times.
Yeah, I got stuck in the fifth dimension.
Excellent.
It was so awesome. we're going forward through the fifth dimension, and I almost was thinking, I gotta take my camera out and take some pictures. I want to remember how amazing these details are. And then the elevator stopped and the lights all turned on. And I was like, wait, can I really do this? And then I looked to my left, and there's a sideways elevator door I'd never seen before. And we sit there for a really long time, and poor kid behind me is like scared out of his wits. He's got to be like 6 or 7 years old, and his dad's got his arm around. He was already scared going up, and then now we've stopped, and he's just prolonging this attraction for him. And we sit there for probably 5-10 minutes before somebody actually you start hearing keys. Somebody's walking up to you, and he's like, hey guys, so we're gonna start moving you guys backwards, and then we're gonna get out, and then we're gonna go again if you want. And we were like, all right. I mean, no one argued it. So a lot of people were taking videos and pictures and stuff on the ride. Some people were making phone calls and things.
So what was the problem?
I'm safe.
They would never tell anybody. Yeah. But I text Suzi because I was supposed to meet her at the Beauty and the Beast show. I said, I was stuck in the fifth dimension, which was fine because then she just didn't have to wait for me to go get a seat. So,
did you know, apparently, when Rod Serling first wrote The Twilight Zone, he wrote it as the sixth dimension.
Wow.
And then someone said to him, sixth? Well, what about the fifth? And he's like, well, wasn't there a fifth dimension? He's like, and they said, no. He's like, well, then fifth dimension, I mean?
It's pretty good. They pushed us back. And what's interesting is, it's sort of a Y where one comes from the left, one's from I almost feel like we sort of ended up just like as far back as just the middle. But I took some great photos in there, and then they rolled up a staircase, and I tried to take video, and they didn't want me to because there's these channels in the floor that guide the elevator, and they were really concerned that people were going to trip over them, so they told me I couldn't take video. But it was really funny. Like most of the walls in there are mirrors to help make it look really big, and when you turn the lights out, it makes it look infinite. So there's a door that's just open in the middle of this mirror with like these work lights and a regular old elevator on the inside of it. So I have another picture, and I'll put these pictures in the show notes of a door with a mirror on one end, and you can just see the inside of the fifth dimension, and it's really neat.
And it's the best ride in all of Walt Disney World.
It's good stuff.
It's really
and
good.
I really
I'm not
miss
going to
it.
argue with you on it.
Yeah, me too.
Really miss it.
So much same.
And then we saw Toy Story Land.
And how was that?
Yeah.
It was terrific. One thing, and maybe you guys know, I feel it's been 6 years since we went, but I feel like the Toy Story Midway Mania entrance was on the other side of the building than where it
I
is
was going to
now.
ask you about that because I think I saw a picture that it was all redone.
Okay,
so like, does it not look like Pixar Studios at all anywhere?
No, not at all.
Okay.
It looks a lot like ours, I guess, on the outside.
We walked what felt like forever.
It feels like you're walking 9 miles. Before
Mainly
you get to the
because
attraction.
there's no line. We're just literally walking through a queue, and we did an after hours event, so it was from 10 to 12. And we did it towards the end of the night.
That was the last
queue
thing we did.
again is great. A lot of cute drawings. Looks like Andy's drawings and all these other things, and it's really fun. Pretty much looks like, I wouldn't say it looks like ours.
Yeah.
But it's
like,
similar.
There's like toys and stuff, right? And then there's viewfinder. There's like viewfinder reels, and one of them is of Disneyland.
Oh, that's fun. But
Yeah.
like, let's say I get turned around there, but let's say the entrance now is facing east. I feel like the entrance used to face west.
It's on the other side of the building.
It's what it feels like to me, but I don't know for sure. I feel like
I think it was on the same side of where the one-man stream entrance is before.
Correct. So now it is
Okay.
reversed, which makes sense why you walk 9 miles before you get on the attraction, and then the exit queue seems somehow even longer.
It's true.
But I have a feeling a lot of that is because of Star Wars Land is being built right next to it, and I feel like the exit queue might be temporary. Slinky
Dog Dash.
Slinky Dog Dash, such a great small coaster. I think it might be the best. I don't know if if you would put a class of small coaster on a list of any kind, but like as a tall guy, I didn't feel too big for it. It had a nice thrilling vibe to it. There were a bunch of parents, like we were obviously doing rider switch, so there were parents that were like, I'm just not going on it. It's a little much for me. And it's all of that magnet propulsion, so there's no like slow lift and dive. It's kind of like just Incredicoaster where it just goes.
Oh, okay.
And there's 2 launch zones.
How was the penguin animatronic?
So great. Yeah, he's right at the end and he's sort of singing.
It was really good, and the fact that we did it at night was really fun.
Yeah, I think that was what helped.
Because you
they're
can
like
also
hanging
see there's
lights
no
up
shade.
Yeah.
And at night it's just one of those things that looked, I think, better at night.
Awesome.
Yeah, like there's a light that goes along the track as Slinky Dog goes. So it's, I don't know, it's really neat. The track lights up as he goes along the track. Yeah, it's really neat. So the second launch zone in Slinky Dog, he goes up and then there's sound effects of the Slinky like stretching out and your car goes back a little bit.
You feel it.
And then there's like a countdown and you launch forward. It's really cool.
That's so cute.
And then the alien spin ride, like we said earlier, is it's the same ride system as Mater.
Looks good though.
Junkyard Jamboree. Yeah.
Okay.
Huge buzz right outside of it.
What's the music?
Oh, it's a like dance version of "You Got a Friend in Me" or something like that. Like,
like not techno, but like a dance
EDM. And then outside of that, we ate at Sci-Fi Dine-In.
What'd you think?
The cars were so cramped because there's 2 styles of cars.
Oh no.
There's ones where you face forward like you're in a real car, not enough leg room at all, and the table is too close to you.
Okay.
There's other ones where you can face in on the table. It looks like a car where the table is the body of the car, but you can sit on the outside and move your chair in and out.
Oh.
So on the other car where we sat, you can't move your chair in and out. So your table is where it is.
It's like a booth, but like a really small.
Yeah, we sat in one.
Booth.
So I didn't like how cramped that felt, but I loved everything on the screen. I loved how it looked in there.
Did you see the trailer for the Colossal Man?
No, but Wes was really concerned about where the giant spider was the entire time, so we had to wait till the loop came around. And he was like, Wes, there's the spider. So basically the whole time we were just waiting for the spider. He's like,
what was it from? The spider?
I don't remember. And also they showed a Tom and Jerry cartoon, which I thought was kind of cool. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid little...
It's a very, like, the ambiance is really nice.
I feel like that's the thing that you're really paying for, is just being in there.
Just kind of wish that the table situation was different.
Yeah, make the cars, like...
And I mean, to be fair, like, even if it would have been tight with just him and I, but they literally, like, they had Wes... Well, we chose not to use a high chair, but 1, Wes doesn't use a high chair. And 2, I literally have no idea how that guy would have...
Was it the 3 of you in one row?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little weird.
And I think the other issue, and I was just thinking this, is there were 3 rows of seats in our car. If there were just 2 rows of front seat and a back seat, that would have given me more leg room, given me a little more room up front.
Okay, because ours was just a front seat and a back seat, and we got the back seat, and I don't remember being uncomfortable at all.
Yeah.
No, we were...
I was not cool.
And the thing was they didn't even put anybody in the middle seat, so, like...
They could have spread you guys out.
Yeah. Anyway.
But the waiter was good. The food was fine. And the entertainment was good. So, and that was all she wrote for Hollywood Studios for us.
That leaves one final park.
Disney's Animal Kingdom.
The bestest park.
The hottest park.
Literally.
Literally.
It's so hot.
Well, let's hear about it. What'd you see? What kind of animals?
Did you go to Starbucks?
Wes was super excited to... We did go to Starbucks.
That Starbucks that's at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
They have this wonderful sandwich there that's sausage and egg. It was so good. And it was piping hot.
Only that Starbucks has the sausage and eggs. No other one.
Well, I was very excited about that Starbucks because they were open at 8:30, technically after the park had closed. So I was like, oh, bless you guys for being open so late. Wes was very excited to see flamingos.
Oh.
So, and he also said that was his favorite zoo.
Yeah. No, he just
It's my favorite zoo.
Yeah. We did start our time in the park with, they have a wilderness Explorer Adventure, which is one of the fun, cute, like free things that you can do. So we did that, and that helped us find flamingos for him. But that was like a fun thing. We didn't talk about the sorcerers.
No, we didn't. But we didn't really play it.
Yeah,
I still don't 100% understand it.
Yeah.
So the Wilderness Explorer Badge book, they have all these checkpoints in Animal Kingdom where the kids can go. They basically sit through a 1-minute thing that's like teaches them about different bird calls or teaches them about different genus of animals.
And they have different levels, so like based on the age.
Yeah,
okay.
If Wes showed up at a checkpoint, he's going to get something different than if, a 10-year-old showed up at a checkpoint. But you all get a Wilderness Explorer Badge.
We did not collect them all.
No, we didn't. But we did. Every one we saw, we went.
We even did the ones for him when he was asleep.
Yeah.
So we did the Lion King show.
Did you cry like the entire time?
Especially Wes
so
got to
good.
partake, and he got to march around with them and shake a
Well,
shaker.
it's so good. It's just such a good show.
He was very excited about seeing elephants and Simba.
We got the coconut rum Dole Whip.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't remember.
We
did. Yeah.
And I think we got Wes his own Dole Whip there too.
Coconut rum.
No. But
And then he was just asleep the rest of the time.
Yeah. No, that was when you were looking for the coconut Dole Whip, right? And then we just couldn't find the coconut.
Yeah, I heard about it,
one, right?
and it's like everything has booze in it there, and it's
Yeah.
like normally I'm all about that, but sometimes I just was looking for non-boozy treats, and it's just like they push it. Here's some booze.
Yeah.
But it was good, but I feel like you didn't taste it until too much until the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
How was Kilimanjaro Safari?
We only did the nighttime safari,
But
I've never done the nighttime safari.
but yeah, that was part of our package.
it was so rad because the lions are very active.
I want to so badly.
And there's a giraffe came right by our thing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Do
The
they
lions
have
alone.
lighting separate, or do they like cast a light?
Very
Is there
light, like the lighting, the lighting is like yards and yards and yards away.
Okay.
So they throw whatever light hits the animals, but your eyes adjust fairly quickly before
Okay.
you get out and see anything.
And that's enough.
So
The lions were lit though, especially they were on the Lion King peak.
it's incredible how much they can project. And they were saying like they could out on the Serengeti you can hear them for miles and miles and miles, but we're 50 feet away from it, and you would think they're barely purring because you can barely like see their mouths moving or like that they're putting any effort. It sounds like they have microphones. Like they're so like present. It was very majestic.
I think it was a male and a female. I think they were having some type of argument.
How was Everest?
Everest was good. I really enjoy it. It's fun.
Did you see the Yeti?
Yes.
Yes.
Remember we wrote it with Paul Rudd? We
Yes,
didn't know.
I do.
Oh, that's exciting. Is that pre Ant-Man?
No.
During.
It was like right after the movie, and he had this giant beard. And we kind of just like made eye contact, and I was like, why do I know these eyes? I see them in my dreams.
Expedition Everest was awesome. Such a great attraction.
Yeah.
It's so intense when you go backwards.
Was the eagle flying?
I don't know what that is, so probably not.
Oh, when you get to the top and the track is missing, there's an eagle that goes right next to you, and it's all soaring majestically, and it just like goes.
It's
over.
broken most of the time.
No, I did not see that.
Did you see
I didn't even
everyone's
see it
hair
last time.
ties?
Yes, so many.
I don't
didn't
know
see
why
this.
that's a thing.
Girls throw their hair ties down when they get
Men
to the
might
top.
too. Men
Or
tie their hair.
Or men.
Where was this? Up at the.
When you stop
Really?
at the broken track
Ew.
on the side. Yeah, I don't know how you could miss it because it's literally.
I guess I took my camera and I was
Well, I did too, but we also rode it a few times.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I couldn't help but
Weird.
because you're up there for a minute. Like,
Yeah.
you could take a photo, a selfie, make a phone call.
Pay some bills.
Yeah, and then head backwards.
Yeah.
It's weird. I thought it was a thing because clearly.
Yeah, weird.
I don't
That's
know
it.
why it's oh my god. Tiffins.
Tiffins.
Talk to me about your experience at Tiffins.
We had an amazing waiter.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Do you remember it?
Miguel.
Miguel.
Well, it was a last minute on your recommendation,
Yeah.
and we did do the bread.
The trio breads.
Trio breads.
What was your dips? What were your...
It was a baba ganoush. It was a... Oh, man.
Did you get molasses with oil?
No.
No.
Okay. But I think they have like 2 hummuses, like a black eyed pea hummus.
Well, I don't
There was
think
no
we got
hummus. It was the baba ganoush, which I figured was maybe what you thought was the hummus, but maybe it sounds like they maybe switch out the dippings.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
But the breads were really good too.
Oh, what was the salad I had? See, this is no good. Not enough homework. It was like a peach. I don't know if that's burrata. Oh, so good.
Oh, this looks so beautiful.
It was delicious.
Oh my gosh.
I paired it with the rosé.
I remember everything about this, which is what I.
Ooh.
This is my surf and turf.
What do you see?
Ooh.
What's those long things sticking out?
But
of
you
it?
said that you don't like lobster.
I don't like lobster. I don't care for it. And here's the thing: having it at Tiffin's solidified. I don't care for lobster because I can't imagine that was not an amazing lobster. Just didn't care for it.
Okay.
But because it was 2 table service, it was already paid for. It was literally the most expensive thing they had. I was like, I'm getting it.
Do it. What's this?
She got
the turf.
The turf and turf. It's basically the same thing I got, but she got 2 helpings of the steak, and I got 1 helping of steak, 1 helping of lobster.
But yours looks like hers has like Brussels sprouts and.
I guess
a different.
they
Yeah, it's a
garnished it
different.
differently, but our cut of meat is the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
This also looks.
The things sticking out are the stem of that little carrot there
Yeah. Yeah. Got
as a
that.
garnish.
What are the
kind of
little
meat- what kind of
swirly
meat
things
was
in
it?
the back?
My swirly things are garlic mashed potatoes, and they were amazing. Like you can have garlic mashed potatoes from almost anywhere, like even from a box, and they just taste like whatever. These were on another level.
This was a deconstructed, like cheesecakey type thing, but it had
Amarula panna cotta, sesame crumbs, espresso sponge. And I got it's funny, what I got is not even on here. Oh, here it is, South American chocolate ganache, which is caramelized banana, cocoa nib tule. Twill, thank you. But that's what this is, and it comes with a chocolate eyelash, and it was very yummy.
Yeah.
I had another drink after the rosé. It was a margarita of sorts.
I got the Annapurna Zing, which is the Bombay Sapphire East Gin, passion fruit puree, mint, lime juice, ginger beer.
Oh, okay. I'm way into that. Yes.
Hightower Rocks is the tequila watermelon sweet and sour lime juice.
I know it doesn't sound terribly appealing, but I had to have it because it was pretty much based off of the Disney Sea.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
So I had to go through that. Had to go through with it, and it tasted like a watermelon Jolly Rancher, and I mean that in the best way possible. It was delightful.
So there's a bourbon drink. Did you get the bourbon drink?
No, it was like a margarita-ish.
That's got to be the Hightower Rocks then. Because
No,
that's the Blanco
is that what I
tequila
had?
watermelon sweet and sour
That's
lime
what I
juice.
had
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. Delicious.
Delicious.
Super delicious.
Because they have a vodka
delicious.
watermelon hibiscus lime juice one.
No.
The waiter was incredible. He took Wes around, showed him all the animals, got
Awesome.
Wes a light up Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, awesome.
Which I'm so perplexed as to where it came from.
Yeah, because they don't. It's not.
Yeah.
Like it's not
anything
even
they
a
have at
theme
that
park
restaurant. We
appropriate.
ate. What room did we eat in?
Oh yeah. Did you have totems?
We had totems.
Okay, so the big totems in the middle, and then along the wall are like basically the floats from.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's the same.
Did you
room
look
that
at
we
the
had.
other rooms?
We
Yes.
did. Yeah, we went into the Asia room and the Africa room.
Did you get your parting gift? The
Yes, a little copy of the artwork.
Yes, that was great. I think they gave us 2.
Yeah, they gave us an extra one for Wes. Wes gets all the goodies.
Yeah.
I think they just gave us one for each person.
How was Avatar Land?
Abada. It was really cool.
What do they call it? Is it Avatar Land?
It's
No, it's
called
Pandora,
Pandora.
the
Oh, yeah,
world of
Pandora.
Avatar.
Pandora, the world of Avatar.
It was cool. We didn't experience any of the food items that they had there. They did have a really cool, like, I don't know if you call it a show. It's like this guy comes out on this like mech thing.
Yeah, that's
a
new.
walkie thing. And then he has like people like call up to the banshees up on the mountain, and then they call back, which is kind of cool. I don't know. Everyone says they're floating mountains. All I see is how they're connected to all kinds of stuff and not floating. So
very much the same, because when we saw the land from far away, because when we went to Tiffin's, you can kind of like see everything. Everyone kept saying floating mountains, and I'm like, but it connects right there.
Yeah.
Well, how do you make a floating mountain?
When you walk under the main part of it, it feels like that's where it feels the most like it's floating. But everywhere else you're walking around, you're like, it's just kind of like hanging weird.
It looks really good.
No, we don't want details, obviously.
I'm not going to tell you the details. I'm saying
you know what kind of ride
ride
system it is, though,
was
right?
great. That's all I was going to say.
A boat ride and like a motion ride?
Kind of.
There's two different rides.
So
Okay, yeah, we're
the
not
motion.
like.
Would you? Let's play 20 questions. Do you want to hear which one was better?
Yeah.
The motion ride. Do you want to hear how long you should not wait for either ride?
No.
Okay. I met a cast member that works on the boat ride, and he was talking about when they were training for that attraction, an Imagineer came and showed them how to pull the animatronic back into the back room and work on her and what to look for and all these things. But also to be very careful, because if she's not completely shut down, even one small move of her hand will knock you across the room.
Really?
And I think he even took like a pencil and like put it in her hand, and like one little move of her finger and the thing like snapped.
Did you guys experience it only in the daytime, or did you actually get to see it?
We saw it at dusk. Not
yeah, when we got
complete-
off the boat ride, it was pretty much dark at that point.
Yeah, it wasn't complete darkness, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it would be more lit. I feel like they need to embellish like some of the lighting.
Okay, this is one of the things that I have heard, that the lighting isn't as.
Well, I think because the park isn't necessarily always open that late.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but now I believe it is, because
Rivers
are
of
they
Light.
still are they still doing the projection on the
Yeah, we caught that as well.
on
Tree of
Tree of Life, yes. And that was cool. And we got a really good seat for that over by the restrooms.
Is everywhere a good seat?
Yeah, I don't know.
There are small little like viewing areas that you can kind of go down to, so you have like
Any of those would be good.
But even when you're not, like even on the path,
Is it 360? Is it all the way around, or is it just?
It seems so because of most of the park was closed. We could
were
only
just
see it
on
from the
one
one
side.
side. but
Okay.
it
Oh, gotcha.
Looks very much like it goes
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
Are there any interactive things for you to do in Pandora? Like, aside from the actual attractions, is there like a way for you to physically interact with the environment?
I don't think so.
There was that one thing. Excuse me.
Oh, the spewing.
Yeah, there was something that was spitting out water. And then I said it was spitting out water, so then Wes, the entire rest of the trip, wanted to just spit out water.
It's kind of like a photo op too, because
No.
you have it's like I guess
There
at
was
the
like a photo
entrance.
pass person. I was like, what are they taking
It's
photos
like the
of?
entrance, and then you have all of the.
Yeah.
Were there lots of good waterfalls?
No, but there was a walk. There was like a walking trail we couldn't go on because of Wes's stroller that I didn't go on. But I mean, the whole land isn't very big. So
How big would you say? Is it like how big?
maybe a little bigger than Toontown. It's tall. That's the thing but in terms of like square footage,
Yeah.
It's pretty
area,
small.
it's not much bigger than.
I mean, that
Toontown.
sounds pretty small for how big. I mean, but saying I'm gonna compare it to like Hogsmeade. Hogsmeade, I guess is not that big,
Hogsmeade's
but
small,
it's
I would say.
pretty long.
Yeah, correct.
Instead of being set, you know.
All of it would probably, I mean, maybe even fit on Tom Sawyer Island.
That's small.
I mean, it felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked good.
And maybe my measurements are way off.
And when you're in there, you feel like you're in there. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because you kind of walk down into it.
Spent a lot of time in that Dino Land,
Yes.
USA.
Yes. Did you
Cute.
see the little? Don't they have like a show of some sort?
Yeah, they have Dino Bash.
There's a dance party.
Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe, I don't know. Isn't like Donald figuring out that he is related to dinosaurs?
So the only thing that we saw, there was a photo op with Donald, but Chip and Dale have like this like ongoing dance party, and they're dressed in these dino costumes. So Dino Bash. It was really cute. Wes really liked that. He was
He did
really
not want to leave.
No, he was really enamored with the smoke, the
Yeah,
fog,
there's smoke coming out of the
and
bottom
the bubbles
of this DJ
of
truck.
Yeah, and he like really wanted to find out where it was coming from. And I also felt like it was slightly dangerous because of the smell that like it just pumped out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we did the little Stegosaurus, which is basically equivalent to Dumbo. He liked that area, but it was really hot there.
And he didn't go on dinosaur, right?
We
We tried. We kept going back to it for like over the course of like an hour and a half or something.
Really cool. Not that everyone's into this, but really cool photo ops. They had Scrooge McDuck and Launch McBad.
Launchpad McQuack.
Launch, whatever.
It's all good. I gotcha.
And Chip and Dale dressed up as dinosaurs was a photo op.
Yeah, but Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
And Launch McPad.
They're both never around, so that's a really awesome.
Yeah, I thought
and
I
both
was
of them have their
super
like very
excited.
own meeting areas. So like Scrooge McDuck's area looks like his office or something. There's like a chair with like a dollar sign on it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Why did they put him in the
Dinoland?
dinosaur area?
He's kind of right outside of it. It's kind of this weird.
Well, there was some
like-
sort of like Donald Duck.
It's in
thing
Dino
going
Land,
on.
but it's
Yeah.
not in that little Dino-rama area.
Well, is it based on the new DuckTales?
No, the character designs are the old design.
I was stoked.
They had new DuckTales merch.
I think it's great that they're there. I'm just wondering. I'm sure if you just like read the Disney Parks blurb on it, you'd be like, oh, that's how they pronounce it.
Outside of that, we met Pocahontas, which was nice. That's all she wrote. There is a great walkway. And I made a mental note about a quiet space in all of Disney World. The greatest quiet space in all of Disney World is the walkway from Pride of the Lion King to Avatar Land. So there's a way to get to Avatar Pandora by Tiffin's, which is like the main probably area.
Mm-hmm.
There's a back way that is basically the Animal Kingdom version of that Fantasyland to Frontierland walkway that goes from Festival of Lion King to Pandora, and it's really long and really quiet. It's really neat.
Oh,
and it's
that's
basically
the
where
one
Wes
that
was
Wes was
running.
running.
Yeah, but I was like on it. I was like, wow, this is awesome. And you're on it for a really long time. It's like a boardwalk through the jungle.
Are there benches?
I don't know if there's a bench in there. No. But it's so long that you could just like feel like you're lost in the jungle there.
That sounds nice.
It's really, really
so
nice.
nice.
That was like a highlight for
Nice.
for sure.
Just a little.
And it was at dusk. Like it felt like like a really big version of like the Tiki Room entrance at dusk. Yeah, it was really
That
nice.
sounds wonderful. You know, my favorite thing at dusk is the Tiki Room entrance.
Yeah.
That sounds nice. After having such a like hectic, long, hot day. And you just have like this nice quiet place just for like a few minutes.
And then we had a great cast member that helped us out at the what was it called? Pizza-fari.
Yeah. So the West needed food, and Disney parks, man, they start closing all their restaurants.
Yeah, like 2:30 p.m.
And so I walked in because the doors were open, they were closed, and I needed to find mac and cheese. And so at first, one of the cast members that was usually working in that restaurant was trying to direct me into whatever area I would best find it. But you could see this must have been like a lead or someone on the higher end was like, you know, she kept kind of motioning like, we don't have like anything left. But I think they'd been closed for like an hour or so. Like they didn't just close. So I think they'd cleaned everything up. And so I was about to walk out and she was like, wait, let me see what I can do. Their like gluten-free mac and cheese is basically like a frozen Amy's mac and cheese. So she was like, I have this, I can, and at first I thought she was going to hand me a pack of frozen mac and cheese, and I was like, this is great. Where can I heat this up? She was like, no, like, we can do it for you. Like, and she didn't charge us. She was like, it's going to be a few minutes. Then she was like, can I get you guys anything? Like, we have a salad or whatever, like whatever was sort of pre-packaged or pre-prepared. And and she gave us bottles of water, and she was like, sit down. And I think all of like some of the other
we were getting some stink eye from the people that were cleaning up the restaurant. They're like, are you gonna go?
But anyway, she was a higher up, and she was just like, I get it, and I didn't want to send you all the way over there. And so I mean, it was really awesome. Her name was Judy?
Jenny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Pizzafari?
Pizzafari. Mm-hmm. Which is right next to Tiffin's.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think all in all, we started our trip feeling super overwhelmed and like kind of cynical about like what felt like just everything that people think a Disney vacation is, being very saccharine and fake and put on. I think we were feeling that a little bit at the beginning of our trip.
Okay.
By the end, with our interactions with people like Travis and Jenny and some other great cast members, even the cast members at Food and Wine and at Animal Kingdom at the margarita stand that helped us understand our meal plan a little bit better and stuff like that. By the end, ended up having a great time. Other than feeling like we did not have enough time to see the things we wanted to see.
Gotcha.
I think we
in the
just
time we were there.
Out days better.
Yeah.
So you went into it. With some sort of reservations and assumptions.
It was hard because we had a lot of. It felt like stressful. Again, this was our first time with Magic Bands and dining plan and all of that.
Yeah.
And we kept having glitches. Like anytime we would update anything on the app with our fast passes or our dining reservations, it wouldn't ever show up properly, which I get is like an IT issue. But that's nerve-wracking when you're literally going to this place and they're like, oh, you have to plan this out 30 to 60 days in advance. And make you feel like if you don't, you're gonna miss out.
They make it very stressful now.
Yeah.
But I will say,
sell it like, is this a great thing? And I told them on the phone, I said, no, all of us at Disneyland are very confused about what the hell you're doing over there.
I love the Magic Band like as a ticket and linking it, and I get that there's probably some security issues why we can't do it out here as of right now, and that's fine. Hopefully we can move to that in some way. But yeah, we were super excited to go, and we had a great time the last time we went, but I do think there was some stress leading up to it. We got there and it felt
overwhelming.
Well, I feel like there's a spontaneity that you're missing there.
Yeah.
And it's because it's so big, and it's because they have to cater to people who are literally, this is, like you said, it's not a lot of locals. Most of those people are tourists, so they appeal to that. So you need to have queues for everything. You need to have a spot for everybody, because then you can direct people to those things. But I think it felt, while again we were super excited, there's a magic that's not there, to be cliche. And we were shown that there is, in fact, that at times, and it just has to do with the person you're interacting with, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it does here too.
True,
I think we were
exactly. But it was the added stress, because crowds and all those things. It's not like that's what bothered us, or that we were like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. And weather worked out pretty well for us again, and while it was warm, hot, I guess, it just wasn't as bad as we anticipated. I thought it was going to rain all the time, because I was looking at the forecast.
Oh, yeah.
And it just didn't. It rained like the first few days, like the Florida rain, a few minutes here and there, downpour. And then I got so good at seeing it that I'm like, okay, we just got to go somewhere for now. And then even after that, I don't think it rained until the day we were leaving and we were about to get on our bus.
Waiting on
and then all of a sudden it just started pouring.
Oh wow.
For a consistent 10 15
all the way till we got to the
minutes,
airport, for sure.
But it ended really well. We got a lot of, even someone let Wes on Peter Pan our last day because he wore his Peter Pan costume, and it was a 40-60 minute wait. He really wanted to do it, And we had a free fast pass, but technically we couldn't use it on Peter Pan, but they just let him on. It's little things, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I just wish we had a little more time, even though we were really ready to come home. I think if we had extra time.
That was just us being exhausted and the heat. But I bet if it was October, November, we would have. I think what we left with was sort of embracing that we didn't have to get everything done and that we should go more often.
Yeah.
So we don't feel that stress.
Well, and we kind of went knowing we wouldn't do everything, and we were just okay with that. It was very different as a learning experience for us. We had never. This was the longest traveling and trip that we were away from home with Wes, and it would have been nice to have a grandparent or someone that we could have, had a free time, because that's the other thing is we're not only catering to ourselves this trip around. We have to consider Wes, and it just it's its own challenge. But it was really awesome to see him. He felt, I think, the most at home at Magic Kingdom, which obviously makes sense, because he didn't really know what else to expect. But he did really enjoy some of the other things and just exploring. And he's a really go with the flow kid for the most part. So minimal issue. He naps in the stroller. We never had to go back to a room. Oh, wow. And I mean, I think about that. There's so many families that travel, and they're constantly talking about that. And I couldn't even imagine we've had that much less time.
No, because traveling just takes forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. The one thing that I've noticed with the times, I mean, we're not, experts or anything, but we've got our expectations of how the time is going to go that we're there. And sometimes some stuff really does surprise us. And we don't have kids, so we don't get extra things that happen to us. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I did notice, thankfully, that hopefully you guys learned also, is that they're very forgiving with things, and they're very accommodating. So we had a lot of times where we would walk up and we're like, are reservations available for this? Are we able to do? And not saying anyone bent over backwards for us, but they definitely were like, if you're willing to wait this amount of time, I will make this happen for you. And we were like, yeah, that's fine. We're just here to, enjoy whatever. So while yes, there is the first few times I was like, this is ridiculous. And I still think that the magic bands are one of the greatest things ever, but it should be if you're in that park, you should be able to go scan it and get that fast pass that way. Because the pre-planning, while I get it, for some people this might be this one trip that they're doing, the way that it's set up seems like it's very unforgiving, and you don't have that interaction with someone. But once you get there, you can pretty much make it work in whatever way. I mean, you're still a little bit more structured than you should be, and I do like the spontaneity. So I think they would really benefit from either relaxing in it a little bit, or maybe just really reconsidering how they manage that system.
But we had a great time. We really did.
I know what you didn't like. You didn't. If you really want to continue with the prepaid dining plan situation, or if you want to be a little bit more relaxed with it.
Well, the dining plan I think worked because of food and wine. I think we started to talk about this the other night.
Yeah, I think in the
otherwise I don't know if it would have, but it definitely did seem to work out. We didn't end up with any extras. It very much.
We had way more than enough food.
Yeah,
and way more than enough fast passes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's good overall. Really good.
If you are exiting, please hold on to the handrails and stand clear of the doors until the monorail stops completely and the doors open.
So there it is, our marathon trip to Walt Disney World.
And the marathon episode.
That's right.
Thank you for sharing, guys.
Of course.
Thank you.
Sure.
I felt like I was there.
Could you see the sights, smell the smells?
I
smelled Rome burning.
Yeah.
And I smelled the throw up on Pirates of the
That's
Caribbean.
right.
I really can't wait to go back. It's always that way.
Yeah.
But
well, until next time, you can visit us on Instagram at Remain Seated Please. You can tweet us at Remain Seated Pulse. And you can find us on Facebook at Remain Seated Please. Suzi, where can we find you on the internet?
A little sprinkle of Disney on Instagram.
And Inthia, where can we find you on the internet?
At This Little Disney Life on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Whoa, whoa.
Bye.
There. That wasn't so bad. Was it?
I'll see you all a little later.
You may not survive to pass this way again.
Time to be moving along.
Hurry back.
And barrel around to see us again.
And where'd is not a word. It's where
Oh,
did
boy.
you guys?
Where
Oh boy.
use guys lay your head at night?
And it's lie your head at night.
You're gonna sleep on the couch tonight.